We're live.
Is it working? Oh my god.
Hopefully. Is it on? Do I have to refresh?
No. Give it a few seconds.
That is wonderful.
There we are.
First frame. Oh, my hair. These headphones don't agree with my hair.
Okay, let me just pull this there. I think everything's the sound's good. Bear with us. We're gonna cut all this part out of the audio podcast, so it just starts with the song, we're just
Like
pros.
we were super prepared.
But you guys, you get to see kind of what our Engineer-eteers get to see when they see the live video stream every week. Is us tuning the guitar, making sure the levels are working. Okay, we're gonna sing this this podcast song to start it. It's a podcast from Steam Powered Giraffe. It's the Bennettarium. Oh, Valentine's Day just around the corner on the Bennettarium. Oh boy, it's the Bennettarium, and it's starting right now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and YouTube, to our live video podcast, the Bennettarium. Now, we're always live on the Engineer-eteers program, but this is a special treat we like to do monthly, is broadcast a live video for all our YouTube fans out there, so you can enjoy it. If you do like this, each and every one of our episodes has a video that goes along with it, and you can sign up. www.steampoweredgiraffe.com/engineer. Let's introduce everyone today. My name is Isabella Bunny Bennett, and I play Rabbit and Gigi in Steam Powered Giraffe.
My name is Camille Penyak, and I play Walter Girl Camille with Steam Powered Giraffe.
My name is Chelsea Penyak, and I play Walter Worker Chelsea.
Wow, that was a throwback. That was a throwback.
Gosh, that glass ceiling.
How
Walter
sexist
Worker.
of you. I mean, you can be whatever you want. That's the best thing.
Yeah, equality.
The job title says worker.
If you want to be a Walter girl, you can be a Walter
My
girl.
brain went back to when I first joined.
Yeah.
Okay, things were different back then.
And my name's David Michael Bennett, and I play the Spine in Steam Powered Giraffe. Robot Boy, the Spine.
Robot boy. All right.
Is it lagging a bit? Should it be? Just wondering.
You mean the audio?
Someone said it's lagging. I don't know if they.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this is good. Good idea. I forgot to undo the delay for the video because I'm doing a different way
Okay.
of writing
Yeah.
audio.
They're saying it's lagging. So.
Cool. Well, hopefully I can do it without stopping the stream.
all right,
Stay
guys.
tuned, everyone.
hang tight. There's a lot of buttons for David to push. And
Oh, everyone likes our bubble tea.
you like our bubble tea?
I don't like bubbles in my bubble tea. I'm not huge on the tapioca balls, so I just do milk tea.
I love milk
Those
tea.
little squishy balls.
Little squishy
They're
balls.
so good.
I had some yesterday. I'm spoiling myself.
They're all right, but yeah, I'm like a milk tea addict now because I'm trying to cut back on coffee.
Okay. I took off the video delay, so let's see if that
Okay.
works. We'll
Yeah.
hear from the chat.
Well, let's before we start with our RPG, the most important question on everyone's mind is what. Wow, you really drank that fast. Yeah, what flavor is your bubble tea?
Mine is decaffeinated pink. I don't know.
It's a decaf strawberry milk slush.
This boba is apparently fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, but what the difference
It's
is?
fresh.
They had just opened when we went there. Chelsea and I have the same thing. It's just a standard black milk tea. Mine's with boba.
Less sugar.
I got taro, which I hear is like a potato in consistency. So
Yeah.
It's a root, right?
It's supposed to be non-caffeinated, but I think this version is actually has black tea in it.
It has
so
black tea in it.
That's all right.
Sorry.
So what's the consensus on the chat? Is the sound synced up now?
Much better. They're saying much better.
I completely forgot. We should have really done a. I forgot to do the sync
Delay
it up.
has been cut in half, still desynced by about half of a second.
Dang it!
But much better.
We should have taken the time to. I completely forgot because I routed the audio differently, and so now I don't know if it's too fast or if the audio is delayed or is it ahead of the video.
Waiting to find out.
I don't know if we should waste as much time, but it would mean the video is kind of ruined.
Have fun watching us watch the chat, everyone. It's syncing much better now, they're saying.
Yeah, there's no way for us to test it unless we stop the stream.
1 second sync, no prob. I think it's watchable, they're saying.
But I'm like, I need to get it. I need to get it correct. It was correct the last stream, but then I changed the audio, and now I have to.
Okay,
Let's
well,
see.
go ahead. There, I'll give you more of a little history lesson on my tea here. Yeah, what boba tea company? This is from Kung Fu Tea, which is a chain. They're all over the place. New York. I think they started in New York, but they're like everywhere across the country, and they're really good. So check them out if you have one close to you.
Especially if you're lactose intolerant like me, because they use lactate milk in everything.
Their entire menu is dairy free.
So whereas if I go to like another place, I have to worry about what I get and look at their non-dairy options. This one's nice and easy.
I was like, wait, are we like?
Now everyone clap. That's the easiest way for people to know.
Hi, Kathleen Penyak.
Maybe
I
not
see
all
you.
at the same time.
Wait. Okay.
Who's gonna clap?
Okay, so that's 100
This is like the
delay.
jumping picture on The
Let's
Office.
look at the chat and see if they can tell us if it's on now. Is it on?
Is it synced up?
Long delay before
Well,
we see it.
This is
So,
we're like
Guilty.
we're actually robots.
Yeah.
Like that. This
Okay,
is
now
actually
you're
our
now,
makeup and
as long as it's not
costume.
the opposite way, then I have to delay
maybe
the
I
audio.
should like turn this.
But I think it's the video needs to be delayed to sync up to the audio. That there's a slight bug.
I don't
in the
know.
audio.
I can't hear it.
Anyone? I don't know what it was.
Perfect. They say
They say it's
perfect.
perfect. Yay, David.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Thank you, David, for setting all this up.
I doubt it's perfect, but next time next time in a month when we do another one of the free ones, because Engineer-eteers always get a perfect stream every time. I'll make
Yeah.
sure to actually sync it up. This works a little better because last time there was an echo on my microphone due to like a synchronization error, so I decided to change it up to OBS. There's still the possibility that it could
What?
screw.
Now they're saying it's worse.
What?
It's a little
no.
ahead.
It's a little ahead.
But some people are saying it's all good. I don't know who to
man.
believe here.
Bl-
Audio is probably 0.5 seconds ahead now.
ahead. Okay. Okay.
Bear with us, everyone.
Oh boy. Well,
Well, this is what they wanted, right? Fly on the wall, behind the scenes. This
Right.
is how it
If
goes.
the audio is ahead, that means the video is delayed too much.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 50 milliseconds.
Okay.
well,
all
thank you,
fixed.
YouTube chat for helping us troubleshoot this. It is weird. It's like the first time we do a
Well,
live.
technically,
Oh,
we,
yeah,
you know
wait.
what? We could once we get it right, we can cut all this out on the archive stream and then just pretend like we went right from there and repeat it all. That'd be pretty good, right?
like sync it
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
We'll take and then
They're
only
just,
the chat would know.
Yeah, they're just getting.
Okay, so now
extra.
it's a 50 millisecond delay for the video. So I'm trying to like match it up to the audio. There's less of an audio delay than there used to be because I used to delay like 500 milliseconds the video just to sync up with the buffering of the audio, but now it's a lot quicker, so I don't know, but it's not quite dead on because I had it turned off. No one really cares.
Sorry, I'm just waiting for them to tell. So I was listening, but I
There must be.
wanna
There's
know.
at least a 30-second delay or so.
Is it
before they
good
get
now, everyone? I think it's good.
They're divided. They're divided.
No one's saying anything about it, so I'm
All right,
guessing
everyone
it's
who
good.
doesn't think it's fixed on the left side of the room, everyone who thinks it's fixed on the right side of the room. See, isn't that very topical?
The easiest way would be to. How can I do this? I got an idea. I'm gonna check it myself.
So about that milk tea, I had milk tea yesterday. It's like
I have it like every single day now. I don't know if
You
that's
can
good
get
or
really
not.
addicted. It's
Okay.
I don't, it's
Everyone
I
stop.
can make.
We're gonna hear ourselves for a second. Wait, I need that, folks.
Well, uno momento, por favor.
I'm gonna play back the video.
saying anything about it, so I'm
All right,
guessing
everyone
it's
who
good.
doesn't think it's fixed on the left side of the room. Everyone who thinks it's fixed on the right side of the room. See? Isn't that very topical?
The easiest way would be to. How can I do this? I got an idea. I'm gonna check it myself.
So about
It's good enough.
okay.
Okay, but now we actually have to do it because I stopped recording. So we'll have to. The video is. Wait, why am I even recording this? Do I need to? I'll record it anyways.
I don't know. Well, the audio quality is amazing. Like wow.
Let's
Like,
pretend like it didn't happen. Let's go right here. Here we go. Wait, we already did this. We can't do this again. Never mind.
We already discussed so many topics. We can't.
You know what?
Now.
If people
Oh
if
my
people don't want to watch this video,
guys.
then I guess that's their own fault.
please stop. I already asked the chat to stop spamming that whatever that is, but please stop.
I'm not looking at the chat, so I don't know.
And they're just spamming Bunny Dab in all caps constantly. Everyone.
I
Is
don't know.
Bunny Dab, Bunny Dab, Bunny Dab.
What did you
Please
do,
stop.
Bunny?
I don't do the drugs. I don't.
Well, it sounds like the internet, so nothing
Yeah.
surprises me.
No, nothing timeout worthy, but like, don't spam comments.
Well, anyways,
Don't get me into timeout, guys.
We're leaving all this in, so if I cut
Sorry.
it out, I could cut it. No, I'm not gonna cut any of
Hey,
that.
just think, in a month, it won't matter because you'll have a brand new episode
yeah, you're right. Okay, here we go.
to try again.
Okay, it's good enough. I'll get it better next time. I'll have Chelsea before we start streaming clap, and I'll be like, I don't know, does that clap sound right on? Anyways,
Let's start.
last time on Steam Powered Giraffe, the tabletop adventure RPG dealy bopper. Our heroes, the Spine and Rabbit, and Walter Worker Chelsea, were blown into space. I think Spine had a concussion and had a Super Bowl fantasy, but then he woke up and they realized they were still flying through space after a failed space mission to save the space diner from the Hypexion moonworms. And at any rate, their mission failed, and now they're flying through space, and endless drifting, and Walter Worker Chelsea's oxygen is fading fast, and so will she. And the roles will be fine, but she will.
The last time you said I had a week of oxygen left.
I'm the announcer. You don't get to talk to me.
Chelsea, you really need to make your move in this Pachisi game. I know your oxygen's running low, but think about the game. Think about the game that I painstakingly brought up into space with us. Make your move. You have enough energy for that, right?
How are the pieces are sticking to the board? That's quite impressive.
I totally know how to play Parcheesi and what Parcheesi is, so I'm gonna take these dice and roll them. Or wait, cards?
No. Just hit the lever to move your hippo.
Multi-ball! Multi-ball!
Well, this is fun and all. I'm not quite sure how this works in no gravity, but wait a minute. Everyone, look over there.
Where?
Let's all roll a perception.
All right.
Let's see if Rabbit sees whatever. No, you don't see anything.
I don't see nothing.
You gotta open your eyes.
Well,
Okay.
now.
Walter Worker Chelsea. Yes, you see it. And the Spine, well, I
what's
said I
that?
see it. We both see it.
What's that? The spine?
In the distance, you see a giant blue portal formulating out of the vastness of space.
Oh.
It's a blue matter portal, of
Oh.
course.
Oh,
My
gosh.
specialty.
Rabbit, open your eyes and take a look.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's see if
we're
you
gonna
open your
meet
eyes.
Kurt Russell.
You don't open your eyes.
We're going to meet Kurt Russell, you guys. I love Stargates.
Chelsea, open Rabbit's eyes. You don't.
Oh, gosh. I think they're crusted shut with space dust.
That's logical. I wonder who's opening this portal. We're slowly drifting towards it. They've definitely got our bearings correct because
Did you not hear me?
Right
I said it was Kurt Russell
It's not Kurt Russell.
from Stargate.
It's not his interview. It's a blue matter portal. That's from our own lore. It's not from Stargate lore.
I don't know.
Wait, I see a face on the other side of the portal. It's Walter Worker Camille. She can't communicate with us because obviously all this is through radio transmissions into Chelsea's head.
Over.
Yeah, over.
Don't worry. We got a sound guy who's gonna go back and edit all this.
Yeah,
He's gonna add that radio transmission.
Just
yeah.
like last week.
That's what happened. Yeah.
Guys.
Walter Worker Camille outstretches her hand to try and grab us, and since I guess we're all kind of together, like linked
we're
somehow?
like linked arms.
Let's see if
I'm in the middle.
Rabbit's in the front. Let's just say that.
Okay.
And so you're the one that's gonna have to reach out for her hand.
I don't see nothing, guys.
So
I don't know where to go.
Open your eyes again. You gotta reach for Camille. Okay, you do.
Is that a good eye-opening sound?
More like.
Wow, it's beautiful.
All right, I'm gonna roll. We're gonna roll for a dex check for both
What is
Camille.
dex?
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
See if you can grab on the hand right before we fly past
so
the portal.
Camille's got her arm out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so here's Camille's. Not good. And Rabbit. Not good either.
go gadget
We fly past the portal. Somehow the hands like hit, and because of space and physics, we go in different directions. Even the portal's moving. Because I don't know that's how it works.
Well, I'll be.
Well, we almost were saved, but then I don't know. You were a bunch of klutz. All right, guess I'm gonna activate my rocket boots.
You don't have rocket boots.
You're right. They're more like rocket feet.
I can just make
Will
up stuff
this-
too.
Will this slowly change our direction?
Let's see.
in
Does
space?
Spine have rocket shoes? No, he doesn't.
That's what I said. Now, but I'm pretty sure Chelsea might have rocket shoes.
Oh, you're right. Maybe she does. She has a 20. She has like 4 pairs of rocket shoes.
Hey guys, I forgot I had these. Here, one for you.
Well, see, my shoes are already
you.
connected
Aw,
to
yeah.
my feet.
I'm gonna
Like,
put them on my.
Velcro
I'm gonna put 'em on
on
my
them.
Put 'em on my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna Iron Man this out. All right.
All right.
All right, everyone, let's aim towards the portal. Let's see our what would we roll to see not dexterity, but like aim accuracy, which would
I
be
have no
I guess that'd
idea.
be dexterity too. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm making up
Yeah.
those numbers anyways. Okay, Bunny rolled a 14. Chelsea rolled a 13. I rolled a 13. Yeah, that's fine. We make it.
Woo!
We rocket in and we collide with Camille. Let's see if she gets a concussion. She does not.
Oh, thank God.
We missed her, and now we're sucked through the portal, and it closes just before Chelsea's foot makes it through. Let's see if by chance, yeah, you make it through. You're
Oh my God.
Were you gonna? Was your foot going to be severed in the portal?
No, like just a toe.
God,
Just a toe.
that's better.
How is that possible?
How is it not? What do you mean? How is it
Wait,
possible?
and like in the shoe,
Yeah.
your toes are like kind of moving together because they don't have anywhere to go. Like,
what if it's
so-
just like the tip?
Does
and
she
it's
have like
just
one long toe that just sticks out?
Does she have those? Does she have those
What if it's like your
shoes?
toe? What if it's like that?
Does she have those shoes with the toes in them?
Just the tip of the toe.
I triggered a bunch of people by showing my bare feet.
Trigger warning, foot.
No, it's a very specific trigger. Trigger warning, David's foot.
I don't like feet.
Well, it's my own house, so I'm not gonna put shoes on. I could put socks on, but
I'm exaggerating. I don't care.
see, she doesn't like feet. She doesn't need them.
I'm triggered by my own feet.
We're gonna go back in time.
We
has to
made
wear
it.
socks
Toes
all the
and
time.
all.
Oh, we're in Walter Manor. Camille, you saved us.
I know. I lost Kurt Russell though. He was gonna help.
No, come on, he wasn't here. Really? God darn it.
He fell through the portal. Rest in peace.
Aww.
So,
What if he died today, and then everyone would just know us as that band that
man.
like predicted Kurt Russell's death?
I mean, I guess any amount of publicity is good.
Anyways, back to
Listen to the Bennettarium podcast. Who else will we
Wait, if he
predict?
fell through the portal, does that mean he's out there in space somewhere? Aw,
Was it a
man.
Stargate? It's kind of unclear.
You know, I actually haven't seen Stargate in a long time. I think the last time I saw it was on. You guys remember like HD DVD?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when I said, "Nuh-uh, Sony's got this Blu-ray thing down. HD DVD is gonna lose
See,
out."
I bought a dual player, so I didn't have to choose.
and
at
then
the time.
remember,
yeah.
and then remember when
One was
HD
Stargate.
DVD was crapped out, and they said,
Yeah.
"Yep, Blu-rays,"
Yeah.
and then I was like, "Ha ha ha! It's a superior technology. Everyone knew it.
You know what?
Everyone knew it."
I sold mine on eBay for a pretty penny because people wanted
Yeah.
use for their HD DVDs.
What a bunch of idiots! They should have just listened to David.
Anyway, back to the.
Anyway.
You're not an idiot. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. We're siblings. We call idiots. We call each other idiots all the time.
I was saying everyone but you.
All right, of course, yeah.
So where did we land?
You bought the combo. You were smart.
Are we back at the manor since Camille's here? Where are we?
Uh,
We're back at the manor, of course.
uh,
I recognize the
What room is this?
dungeon master.
damn it.
Use your creativity.
You seem to arrive in a room that you've used before. It's one of the many that you can summon blue matter portals into in a safe environment where nothing can be contaminated since we're in an airtight chamber. But we can easily get out of it through the airlock, and then we'll be back in the manor.
Oh yeah, it's Chamber Excelsior. That's,
Chamber Excelsior. Boy, we had some. Sure, remember that one time when we went through that blue matter portal and failed saving the diner in space from the Hypexian moon?
that one time.
Now let's roll and see if Chelsea's foot gets severed as we go through the
Yeah.
portal. Nope. That one time. Those were some good times.
Yeah, those were some great times.
The joke being that those had just happened.
You know, jokes are funnier when you explain them.
I know. That's why I said it.
Good. I'm glad you did, Spine.
Now a video wall comes down and we see Peter Walter on it and
Can you just give him like a voice that is like totally non-canon?
okay, yeah.
I'm gonna sound like Sean Connery or something.
I don't know. I'm not very good at accents. I can do the Spine voice pretty well.
Give it a go. I believe in you.
Robots. Just sounds like Admiral Akbar. I mean. Robots.
Every voice is Admiral Akbar.
It's me, Peter Walter, the sixth.
Yes.
The sixth. You failed your mission. But luckily, Hatchworth and Zero saved the day. They're actually our new presidents now.
What? That's not fair. We didn't do much, but
No, you failed.
I think I won Pachisi once or twice.
Well,
Where's my medal?
You will be getting medals for those. But
Awesome.
that does not change that your new job description is a litter box cleaner extraordinaire.
No!
We've already had that job.
I'm sure this is all just a nightmare. Just a nightmare. Just a nightmare.
Rabbit, it's not a nightmare. Open your eyes.
Darn it.
Let's see if you open your eyes. Yes, you do.
Do I have to like every time I blink, I have a chance for my eyes to just shut closed permanently?
Yes. Oh, you want to blink? Let's see. Yes, they just close permanently.
It's dark again.
Rabbit, give me your hand. We have to go do our job. Yes. Colonel Peter I. Walter, that's my name. You must go clean the litter box. You've been gone for months. It's overflowing. And remember, this cat is giant.
It's the size of 3 football fields. We're gonna be here for a while.
Well, I suppose the Walter workers are done.
I'm busy. I don't.
Wait, why doesn't Walter worker Chelsea have to join us?
I've got other work.
You know why they don't have to join
I can't
us?
clean the litter
Because they
box.
have like doctorates and
I-
PhDs,
I
and we
have to
do
go.
not.
And we just have these shovels.
Yeah, I've got maintenance.
Yeah,
I'm just.
I'm
They're
got
over
a
there.
thing.
There's
I've got a thing.
the other room. So we'll see you guys later.
All right. Oh, they just bowed out.
Well, since I can't see, I'm not going to be too much use, but I'll keep a lookout, metaphorically, for any turd burglars that might try to burgle some turds.
Well, let's make our way down there. Thanks, Colonel Peter Walter, for not scrapping us for failing the mission. You're quite welcome, Spine. I don't think his voice changed the same. I don't even know.
His voice is like...
Then the game is on.
There we go.
See you next time, robots. And the video screen goes away.
Are we seriously going to roleplay us shoveling
I mean,
cat
I think that's
feces?
what people want. So,
You guys want us to roleplay cleaning out a giant cat's litter box?
Before
All
I
right.
leave, I hand you both a giant litter scoop.
but we are. Oh, this is way better than the giant shovels we had.
This makes more sense. You know, the
Yeah,
litter filters
yeah.
through.
We would just be
And-
shoveling cat litter and cat poop.
You know, you would think that Peter Walter would have invented a giant mechanical self-cleaning litter box. It seems to be, you know, that would be the best course of action. He did make, like,
Rabbit,
bipedal
rabbits,
robots.
you obviously haven't thought this through very, very long, because if that were the case and the litter box cleaned itself, then what would our jobs be?
You're right. We're completely useless.
I mean, we can't go blow up the mothership like Zero and Hatchworth did.
Wait. We're already pretty good poopa scoopers. Do you think we'll have a job at the White House?
You're right. We're probably really good poopers too.
Well, not really, because
Is
the
that not
robots.
that's not where you were going with that.
No, I was going to suggest maybe we get jobs at the White House with Patchwork and Zeros.
Patchwork and Zeros.
I don't know the names. Come on.
5 hours later, we're in the hall of litter, and we're just scooping for a while. Let's see how exhausted we are after 5 hours of scooping. Rabbit's almost dead. Spine is dead. I rolled a 1. I can't go on. I can't go on, Rabbit. My power cells are running low.
It's all right, Spine. I'm just going to bury you here
No,
in the work you loved so well.
I deserve better.
You really don't.
And my
Really don't.
let's see. Does Spine deserve better? No, he doesn't. I rolled a 5. Wait,
Oh,
I was thinking.
Danny boy.
I'm not quite dead yet.
The turds are calling.
I mean, they do sometimes, but that's because the blue matter radiation kind of gives sentient life to some inanimate organic objects. Obviously.
You don't need to tell this to me. That's why I sang the song.
Yeah, I know. I just, it's always nice to remind ourselves of the world we live in and the lore that.
So what's going on with these two? What are they doing up to?
They're actually the
We made up some like BS excuse to we have maintenance to do.
The Walter workers
on
are in a window in the litter room, like looking through, just looking at us, and they're having like Sunday. Oh, they probably aren't.
They're probably not going to eat while they're watching someone shovel.
Let's see if they are. Let's see if Camille is. Camille's definitely eating a sundae. And so is Chelsea.
Just chowing down.
Now let's see how big these sundaes are. Camille's is a really small one.
Okay.
Chelsea's is super big. Super big sundae. Like 3 scoops.
Well,
Of
it's
ice
not
cream.
that big.
I mean, yours is 1, so.
That's good though. I can't eat ice cream.
Oh yeah. You're like, let's see if Camille remembered her lactase
Oh
or
no.
whatever it is. No, you didn't.
Oh no.
Let's see if you go into what are you going to shock or something?
yeah, I go into shock.
Okay, let's see if you go into shock.
Lactose
20.
shock. Oh
Wait,
my god.
Wait, does that mean you saved against it? You saved against it. Okay.
Oh, okay,
okay.
okay. I thought
Okay.
maybe I
So
did
in
die.
this
you have
world-
like super stomach of steel.
I mean,
I took a million lactates and I'm
yeah,
like,
I'm sure
better
Peter
than
Walter
okay.
created something.
Yeah,
He
you're right.
lined your stomach with lead or something. Doesn't make any sense. I was thinking, Rabbit, right before I died. I believe this is an alternate universe.
Come again?
Because I don't remember Peter Walter's voice sounding like that.
Now that you mention it, it did kind of fluctuate a little bit.
It's almost as if it was a...
Doppelganger.
Damn it, we can say it at the same time.
Oh.
Doppelganger.
Well, try again. Doppelganger.
Okay.
You must be hungry, Spine.
Just-
Which is weird. Which is
it must be the alternate universe.
because we are robots and we do not eat.
I say we go hijack one of those rooms and
Well, I say you clean yourself up a little bit because you're covered in cat turds.
well, what? And you're just the spick and span cleanliness robot?
Let's roll to see if I put on my I don't know what is it? What do you call it?
Turd suit?
Plastic turd suit or whatever.
No, you didn't. Let's see if I did.
No, you didn't. I already.
I did. I totally put it on.
Well, it's encrusted with feces, so.
I thought ahead. Well, see, I can just zip this off, and I'm ready to go. You, on the other hand, I'll go get the flamethrower.
Have I opened my eyes yet?
You haven't. Wait, let's see if you've opened them in the 5 hours. Yeah, no, you didn't.
What?
And you're a terrible work ethic. You've just been sitting here pretending to shovel because you can't see what you're doing. I'm the best shoveler. I'm being employee of the month.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I can't change how my body works. I'm just a robot. That doesn't define me. The Spine.
I suppose you're right. Well, let's just see if you can open your eyes now, because we really need to hijack a blue matter portal and get to another adventure for the next podcast.
Oh, okay.
You do open your eyes. All right, so you open your eyes when the going gets tough, but you won't help with the poop scooping.
Is it done?
I mean, is it ever done? Does it matter? In fact, we should just go guns a-blazing out here through the halls. Is anyone going to try to stop us?
I don't know, in this alternate universe.
You know, I was thinking, I bet the Hypexion moonworms took over this universe.
Oh gosh, maybe.
I don't know enough about Hypexion moonworms.
You know, I've actually read enough science fiction novels. I bet I can save us a lot of time and just wrap this up for us.
All right.
So what actually happened is that the Hypexion moonworms are attached to our brains and broadcasting a universe into our head where they won, so they can continue on with their parasitic lifestyle attached to our brains. That's exactly what's happening.
So where are we?
Saved us a lot of time.
So where are we?
We're still floating in space.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I know exactly that's what's happening,
But
right?
we're humans. We're humans. We're not humans. We're not humans. How can that even be possible?
What?
I think I
We're
think
humans,
I know
we're not
more.
humans? I don't know if I trust you.
We're actually a figment of Walter Walker Chelsea's imagination.
Oh, maybe she's blacking out.
We're probably still out there in space.
I guess we'll never know.
Oh, yeah.
Except maybe on the next time.
Next time on... What? Oh.
It was bothering me.
Next time on Steam-Powered Giraffe, the tabletop role-playing adventure. Will Spine and Rabbit figure out where they actually exist? Well, is Walter Worker Camille was just a guest spot, and she was also a figment of Walter Worker Chelsea's imagination, maybe due to lack of oxygen, maybe due to a Hypexion moonworm being latched to her brain.
Still out there trying to figure out how to play Parcheesi, probably.
Yeah. Okay, that's the end of that.
So does anyone actually know how to... I
I don't
have
know
no
what
idea
Parcheesi is. I don't
is.
know. I was like, I rolled a die.
It's not really important. I'm sure someone out there's favorite game is Parcheesi. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that was interesting.
that was fun.
Once again, welcome to the podcast. We are the people behind... David, what did you do? What happened?
God.
I was like sipping it, and then like two boba balls just went all the way through it.
Well,
I
Thought I was gonna have to do like
CPR.
CPR.
No, it went into my stomach, but it was just like
we're drinking our milk tea. Some of us faster than others. But
I'm staying as engaged as I can, but I already had to ban one person, so keeping an eye on the chat.
I mean, it happens on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, we usually stream this on the Engineer-eteers site. Might as well take this time to advertise the Engineer-eteers site.
Uh-huh.
once again,
We have like a Patreon program that we created ourselves called the Engineer-eteer program, and it's our own like website off of steampoweredgiraffe.com that you can sign up for a certain amount a month. You can watch these podcasts live stream every single week, which is fun if you want to hang out with us. You also get access to all of our Steam Powered Giraffe music catalog with new releases coming to there within a year or so after our initial release. Lots of video blogs, text blogs describing
Concept
costume
art,
creation, character stuff, what we're working on next. You can even see, I think we have a Brian Barber, our newest member, Zero. There's a performance of us playing I'll Rest With You with him acoustically, so a lot of fun stuff over there.
yeah, if you want to do some more for the band and help us out, you'll get more of these, usually every week or so.
Yeah, I mean, the audio podcast is free for everyone. You can always listen to that on Google Play or iTunes or wherever you want to get your podcast from. But it's definitely fun to tune in and watch the video of it.
Yeah.
And we will do more of these free ones on YouTube, which we try to keep it to like once a month or so. And then the rest for Engineer-eteers. Anyways, oh yeah, and you can also get like a little pet giraffe that's like a virtual pet giraffe, and you like log in and you feed it, and then when the new day happens, it like gets XP and it like fights elephants, and then you get the XP levels it up, and then you unlock hats and costumes to put it in, and it's real stupid, but you know.
We spent a lot of time on that back in like 2011.
So if that's the incentive for you to support the band. I don't know.
Let's talk a little bit about upcoming shows and such.
Oh
since-
yeah, we got an upcoming show a week from today. Well,
less
from
than a
yesterday.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 days.
Coming up.
It's going to be in Escondido, which is basically San Diego, at the Performing Arts the Center Theater, Performing Arts Center, Escondido. It's going to be our newest member, Brian Barberin's first show. And we got a show the week after that in Everett, Washington. That's close to Seattle. So we got 2 shows back to back, and we've been rehearsing for quite some time, ever since Sam passed the torch on.
I think it was around September. Excuse me.
Yeah, actually, I guess he passed it on officially in December, but we've been rehearsing.
Oh yeah.
Brian.
Well, we knew about this
Yeah.
well in advance.
And then and Sam helped out, filling in with Brian and stuff. So it was a nice torch passing. It's gonna be a fun show. Some new songs, lots of new bits. I mean, a whole new robot, right? And for those of you who don't see our live shows, we'll definitely, we'll definitely throw stuff on Engineer-eteers site and YouTube in the future. You can see Brian in a Marshmallow World cover we did in December. So if you want to get a taste of his vocal range, you can see that cover from
He's
that.
actually deeper than David.
Yeah. Although in most of the songs that we're having him do, like the standards, he's taking a lot of Sam's harmonies, which are the highest ones. But he has a pretty good range, so he's hitting all of them. So.
We've modified
so much milk.
I know, right? We've modified some of the harmonies and such to fit his vocal style. We all have pretty similar ranges. Obviously, I used to be a bass, but now I'm more like a baritone, I guess. But it's sounding great, guys, in the bits and stuff. It's really refreshing for us. So we're really looking forward to giving more content to you guys. Hopefully you guys can come out and see our live shows, but if not, well, just stay tuned.
Yeah, we have a YouTube concert coming up with that we've been working on. Has Hatchworth, the Spine and Rabbit, and it was our show basically from 2016.
Yeah, it was filmed around May, I believe.
And it's I don't know, it's almost halfway done. When it's done, it'll just be on YouTube. We'll probably do a fun live stream with it. More on probably by the end of the year it'll be out.
It's a lot of work. David's been working hard.
But it's
on
gonna be
it.
free. No, it's not. No, you don't have to pay for it or anything. You can just follow our YouTube, subscribe, and when it goes up sometime later this year, you'll be able to watch a whole Steam-powered draft show as it were as if it was 2016.
It's also worth mentioning. I think Sam's actually. We have content that he's kind of in the back burner that he's already shot and stuff. So. It's weird. This is like the first member that we actually can bring back if we want to. I don't know if we're going to that much, but he's busy with his own stuff. But we actually have some content that we'll release down the line featuring Hatchworth. So he's still in the lore. He's still a robot. Yeah. You might hang out with at Walter Manor here and there. He'll be in the comic book, sure. So
yeah. He's just Sam's just no longer performing with us or making albums with us anymore. And who knows what the future brings, but right now he's focused on his own stuff.
Right.
And he was with us for a good 5 years or so.
His stint with us was longer than any other member.
Yep.
To be honest, yeah. He bypassed John and Mike.
Steve is the longest.
Oh, you're right.
member.
Okay, so Steve is actually it's been like the three of us.
Yeah, Steve, Bunny, and
the longest,
and me, myself. Anyway, yeah.
It's cool. We got new people on and got a good group here.
Yeah. Okay, so that's enough about Steam-powered draft, I guess. Lots of shows coming up.
Are we going to do a Q&A later?
We could do it. Yeah, why not?
Cool. So maybe not the end of Steam-powered draft right now.
Yeah, we'll pull some Chelsea likes...
You can tweet us. I already put in the chat, but the chat moves fast. You can tweet us at the Bennettarium on Twitter. I'll pull questions from there, and I'll also probably pull some questions from the YouTube chat. But once again, I apologize if I'm not going to be able to get to everyone because it moves very fast, and we just ask to not spam your questions too much.
So Tuesday is Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
I thought it would be interesting to take this time to maybe talk about the history of Valentine's Day.
Oh,
I thought
that
you
took
knew.
A serious
I thought you
turn.
knew. Okay, well. Chelsea's going to tell us a little bit about Valentine's Day.
Valentine's.
No one knows, do they?
Don't
no one knows.
know.
Okay, I was just hoping.
I mean, they know that there's a.
Well, I thought it would be cool, but no one knows.
There's a Valentine's Day massacre, right? That was a thing that happened.
Okay, well, yeah, let's talk about that.
No, isn't that when did the name? Where did the name come from?
Well,
Saint Valentine.
You see, that's a common misconception, though. Valentine's Day was actually, obviously it's for chocolate. Yeah. Back in the day. There was an emperor.
You do this kind of thing with your eyes that lets me know you're lying. But let's examine this box of chocolate, which is what it's all about. So I don't know. I'm gonna try one of these.
And he had courtesans, and if you were not up to his par, this was an ancient age or somewhere, and if you were not up to par and you were female, he would cut out your heart and replace it with a chocolate one, and literally I'm saying this so
this is all true, by the way.
This is all true because I'm saying it is. And it's not like the heart shape. It doesn't actually come from the heart in your body. What that looks like is like a stomach, but with chambers and little pipes coming out of it.
Go on.
This is what I thought it would be. It's like a Heath bar. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get the one that's filled with toothpaste.
I don't think there's any mint in here.
Yeah,
These
actually-
are caramel.
Actually,
There's
The
no-
heart shape, I think, is actually. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it comes from.
no, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. It's actually kind of inappropriate.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, cherry. Why?
I'll eat it.
Oh, this is so gooey.
Oh, you got the divinity.
What's that?
It's like cherry with cherry cream and walnuts.
Wait, is this what people are gonna do? Listen to us eat chocolate on podcast? I don't even like
yeah.
chocolate. I
It's
mean,
like
I
some of those
Wait, you like
ASMR.
chocolate?
I do, but
Or
see,
whatever
this
they
chocolate is
call
really
'em.
sweet because of the insides.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, that one's probably what? Vanilla. That one's Scotch mellow.
Ugh.
Butterscotch and marshmallow.
That's my favorite. How
Okay.
dare you?
I just want chocolate.
What
I don't
do you
want
like?
extra.
Just
hand it
like
over.
chocolate cream.
Do a trade.
This one's probably chocolate cream. That
Okay, I'll
one.
put that one back. No, I'll eat it. It's fine.
These are
That's-
probably all like caramel.
Oh, it's so sweet after the milk.
That's plenty of sugar for one day for me. But thank you for that lovely prop that we could. Valentine's Day. I don't know. I mean, is it cool to say that it's like commercial and it's like
It's very commercial.
you should just like love your partners all the time, man.
It's a dumb commercial holiday, but I
Seems
also
like one of the most.
But I also like don't care for really pretentious people who are like, I don't believe in commercial holidays. I don't need a specified day to buy people gifts. It's like,
It's just
sometimes
silly
it's fun
fun.
to just enjoy things.
I got my boyfriend a gift. I got him like some dark chocolate covered Oreos and a T-shirt that has some he hasn't received yet. So I hope he's not listening to this podcast.
what live? You could be.
No, he's running errands right now.
I'm trying to.
So what's new with everyone? The last podcast we just had Bunny, Chelsea, and I. I guess Camille's the one we haven't seen in a few weeks.
Yeah, what's going on?
We've never seen each other. No, we have. We've been rehearsing for the last few.
Yeah, no. I mean,
But the audience, well, I guess the YouTube people never see us because we only do this. Last time we did this was when Brian was coming in and Sam was leaving. So this is only the second time we've done a free one. So this is everything's new for some people.
I mean, we used to do like the SPG hours
Yeah,
back in the day, but I don't think
we do the album live streams. We still did those every time we have a new album. So what's new with Camille?
I don't know. What's new? Since when? Since forever?
Well,
last time you were on the podcast, I wasn't here. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it in November, December?
We just did one with Camille a few weeks ago.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Not much. I got a little baby bird.
Oh, a new bird.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah. He's only 2 months old, so he's still falling off perches.
Aw.
he's kind of
Is that what young
he's-
birds do?
well, when they haven't been in cages very long.
Oh, so they're not-
he's kind of
Yeah.
He's just learning.
They have to learn how to sit on perches. And but he is finger tamed, so he's not
Yeah.
afraid of Camille. He's just not very interested in
He's
a-
really
socializing.
A
Sweet.
parakeet?
He's really sweet. Yeah,
Parakeet.
Oh.
but
What's
yeah.
the name?
Cecil?
Duh.
But not like Night Vale.
I don't even know what Night Vale is.
I warned.
so-
I was like, just
Well,
so you know, if you name him Cecil, you're
I
probably
guess if
gonna
you
get a bunch
did
of
if
people
you
like,
did
oh,
know,
like
you
Night
probably
Vale.
would be like, oh no, I wouldn't name it that
Yeah.
because then you wouldn't want people saying
That's
unless you
okay.
were a
She's-
fan, right?
She is pure. She's
But no.
untainted.
It's from a different show.
No, I kind of just like thought of it, but then I realized later that Cecil is the protagonist of Final Fantasy IV.
Oh, of course.
But I actually didn't think about that at
It was a
first.
coincidence.
It was.
Final Fantasy. How you've gotten through the game, the new one? Right?
Yeah. I think we
Multiple
talked
times
about
at
it
this.
last time I was on. I don't want to bore people, but
I just actually picked it up,
oh yeah.
so I'm just
Are
starting.
you liking it?
Yeah, I'm really liking it.
It's fun.
It's
got
really
a
fun.
lot in it.
I'm working my way through the Kingsglaive movie. I haven't really
Oh,
sat down
yeah.
with it and watched.
It's really good to look at, and it definitely bridges the gap. And
Yeah,
makes things
the
a
lip
lot
sync is
better.
not meh, and it's
all
but
right.
it's I thought it's interesting to play a game and have a movie that coincides with it because it's not like, I mean few of it feels like it's separated, but it's nice to like, I like products like that where it's like, oh, you play the game and then you can go watch this movie that's direct to video, and I don't know, I like that kind of thing.
I'm glad I picked the game up because that demo, I know we were talking about it many months ago, where it was just like, I don't want to buy this game. This
It had
is gonna
nothing to do with anything.
which is weird because the one that they gave to people who pre-ordered that PSP port game, I can't remember which one, Final Fantasy
Type 0.
Like that one kind of showed the game off that you got, but that one's like they didn't give that to the public. They gave this weird dream sequence.
Well,
Well,
That
it's kind of in line with everything that's happened with that game to this point. Is that it's kind of every single week they changed their minds about what they wanted it to be, and they were getting lots of user feedback, and it was changing like every day.
Well, in good news, the 60 frames per second PS4 Pro patch is coming out February 22nd.
I'm excited for that. I have a 4K TV, and it's
Oh,
gonna look
la-di-da.
amazing. Well, you know, like some games, I know the Tomb Raider, I've been working my way through that again.
The
on
second one,
I've never
Rise.
actually beaten it, but
I like that one. I like the story better than the first one.
I'm enjoying it. Like so you can. It has a 4K mode, but it runs at 30 frames, so it looks amazing. But I just do the fast frame rate, so it's like 60 frames.
Yeah, I like that for games anyway.
It's been really nice. Oh, I actually got to level 50 on Final Fantasy 14, which is the MMO.
Whoa!
Wow.
I don't.
That
Wait,
takes a
level-
lot of time.
It is one of the most like
Grindy. I played a little bit
no,
of it.
it's grindy because you have to work your way through the story, and there's almost 200 quests in the first half of the main story. Before you can get to the expansion, you have to do another 100 quests after that. And I'm on like quest 30 of that part 2.
This is why I don't play.
Right,
MMO.
I played it every once in a while, every few years to see like what's new, but
It's essentially
still,
a
like, level
JRPG.
8 or
It's a
something.
JRPG with MMO additions.
I got to like level 8 and then I stopped.
Yeah, it's pretty. You know what? They're actually going to make because they're starting to lose player base because no one can play with their friends. So they're gonna make a potion that boosts your character. So which is better because it's like if the story's that important, then they're just gonna give everyone the cutscenes.
no, I get it. Yeah.
And that'll be cool. So, but yeah, it's been pretty fun. It's the same reason I like the new one is that I don't know. It's like the world is very. It's when you've been playing things like Elder Scrolls and all these like high fantasy, it's really cool. But then when you see some of the creature designs of like that Square Enix does and stuff, it's like really really cool looking.
MMOs are tough because it's an investment. MMOs they're never anything you can just pick up and like play. I mean you can if you're playing it every like week, but it feels like I see how the game works after you play for a few hours, and then you're like, but I have to like it's a commitment, and I think that's why.
Well, each one's
They're
different.
not for everyone, I think.
I think the ones that kind of treat it like an RPG are having more success.
I forgot I had Kitten Cam open.
There's a much better live stream going on right now.
I'm sorry.
Kitten Cam, if you
Kitten
guys.
Cam live.
Kitten Academy live stream.
Kitten
I had it
Academy.
open in another
It's
tab.
our
I forgot.
rivalry.
We were talking. Sorry, you were talking about Witcher 3, and I'm like, I think MMOs excel when they try to just give their players a decent RPG experience. They have a single player story, and then they have multiplayer features like dungeons and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I like Elder Scrolls or. I mean, I guess Guild Wars 2 is kind of like that. It kind of has like a main story arc.
If I remember, maybe Guild Wars 1 was more like it, but like if they made like say they tried to make a Witcher MMO, if they kept it like a single player game, but you just went into towns to basically recruit people to co-op with, isn't that kind of how Guild Wars 1 was?
You know what? Guild Wars 1 I think was very story driven because I remember playing with you and we were just kind of like working our way through the dwarf story.
But the idea
and all this.
that it's not a big map and there's a bunch of people playing,
right?
Everything's instanced.
Guild Wars 2 was much more an MMO and I didn't like it as much. I would say like Elder Scrolls is like multiplayer Skyrim in the terms of that. Like your main thing is like going through finding these quest lines, wandering around. You just have the option to get people in your party.
Just the weird part is for MMOs like. I would much prefer instant stuff because while it's cool to see a bunch of players, it's like it's not as cool to see like that person's going the same quest I'm going to, talking to that guy, turning in the same stuff.
Right.
Like, well, I guess it's my turn to go.
Yeah, you're right. Guild Wars 1 actually had that, which was
instance,
pretty cool
because it made you feel like.
But a lot of games are actually doing that.
More special,
like,
I suppose.
I guess Destiny kind of does that. They have the open world stuff, but you can avoid that altogether and just do like the dungeons and story missions.
I would play games more geared towards that. Although Destiny was kind of let down in my mind.
Yeah,
it wasn't exactly what I was.
You
anticipating.
played Destiny, right?
I played quite a bit of it, but anything's fun with other people.
It's
to a degree.
it's fun with like. I'm looking forward to Destiny 2. Hopefully, if it's an improvement.
I think I even played a little bit of Destiny.
I
for like an
I
hour.
had friends playing, and
I liked
yeah.
the dance moves. And that's all.
Yeah, like the highlight was like day one it came out and everyone was dancing up in that tree at the Citadel.
I do remember that.
Like that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
highlight of Destiny from what I remember.
Yeah, no, that's, I remember
They
that.
added sparrow racing, which has been pretty fun. They basically made it a permanent feature. It used to be like an event that came yearly, but people loved it so much, so now I don't know. It's pretty fun. I just like racing sparrows. And
With that, I vaguely my memory of that is it was when you logged in with people, it was you were always playing the same map. Like, oh, this is the one you got to play. You got to get the most XP. You got to get level up, get your light level up, and then it was like, but I've already beat this boss like 20 times.
yeah, there's that.
I'm done.
That
So,
one
yeah.
big orb, that just like ball thing. I remember you.
Oh my- yeah.
You like beat that thing
Yeah.
like 20
And-
times.
but
I was
you
like,
know-
isn't there anything
I know which
else
one you're
to
talking
do?
about.
It's nice. It's nice.
That one's a hard one too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice. Like what they have was nice, but it felt like this is all like it's content that you can run through in like less than
That's a lot of people's critique.
6
definitely.
hours, I would say.
I haven't gotten through the newest expansion, but I liked what I saw. But yeah, it is. I think it's funner to just kind of get your friends, go play the dungeons once, do the stories, and then be done with it.
I mean, I don't pretend to know how infrastructure works for networking and stuff for multiplayer games like that, quasi MMOs like Destiny. But I would imagine if they put in the all that amount of time to make something like Witcher 3 or something that has like a few hundred hours worth of content and stuff. What they probably are putting their time into is making sure the infrastructure and the multiplayer works
Sure.
and balancing everything rather than making a good single player thing.
Well, I guess that's true. I mean, Witcher 3 was able to focus more on the story
Sure.
and polish it up. But like, I think also like you seem to be a big gamer who really likes RPG, like a story. I like that too. Like I really like just sitting down with a good story,
I mean, I need
Like
some
yeah,
gameplay.
that's how I am too.
like an interactive movie kind
Yeah.
of.
I can appreciate interactive movies, but as far as like stuff that I'll want to come back to and like I'm excited to play, like the gameplay needs to be a little
Right,
fun a
sure.
little bit. Yeah.
But not everyone likes that. Like I know so many people who this is why they only play Overwatch. But there's nothing wrong with that. But the type of gamers that just they love playing like the online multiplayer games. There's so much repetition in it. Like you learn the maps because
Yeah.
that gives you strategy and like there's this is different types of gamers. So like some people
Sure.
don't really want to learn a story or
I like something.
Read it.
I mean, gameplay loops. That's every game. So like Final Fantasy, the newer one, like it was a lot of the same stuff, but that combat and stuff in the open world, it was fun. Like, and it lasted for the 60, or I probably beat it in like 40 hours that I was playing it for the vanilla story, and like that worked to me. But for like, I don't know, for like an MMO where you're in multiplayer games where you're just constantly doing the same thing over, like. I mean, multiplayer deathmatch, you're seeing the same maps. It's like you're getting good at a part of the game when
some people like that. Some people like that. I don't. That's why I kind of dropped WoW recently, just because. How many mythic dungeons do you want to run? How many? You're like, it gets kind of stressful because it just keeps amping up the difficulty, and you're just like, I can't do this. I can't want to. If we fail, it's like it's just. It got too stressful. I'm like, this is just content I'm repeating now. Like, I'm done with the story.
But I like that. I mean, I'm always like. I mean, it's my favorite game, and the saddest memory is The Witcher 3. Like
David's like really likes The Witcher 3.
I don't know how to-
Me too. I mean, it's one of my like top 5 games.
I mean, I know I could talk
Camille,
about Witcher 3.
What will I have to play to get you to play
But
it?
no, but
I honestly
it's
think
less
you
about,
would love it.
It's less about like why it's the way I feel about Witcher 3 is how other people feel about other games.
Well, for me, it feels like a game version of Dark Tower as far as how I feel about it, how much I just love it and love the world and getting, watching the story unfold. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's as like complex and
sure.
epic and genre hopping as Dark Tower, but it's just this really rich fantasy world. Inspired by real mythology. What is it? Slavic mythology? I don't remember. Not Scandinavian. It's some culture over there in like Europe, but it's just like I don't know. It's just amazing. Everything about it, like the production quality and everything, is just
I think
like
that's what hits
it's so immersive. I love just getting on my horse and running around that map and exploring.
It hits so many things on the head that I think that's why I liked it. And it wasn't like I played it and I was like, oh my god, this is the best game ever. It was in hindsight, after playing other games, you're like, oh
yeah,
like you started realizing all the little details that were in the game, and you just kind of like other games, you're like you took it for granted after the fact. And then when they came out with because I beat the vanilla game like I don't know, not super quick, but then when they came out with the 2 DLCs after that, the Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, it was like I already had put 100 hours into it just doing the main quest and like a few of the side quests and a few of the monster contracts. And then that came out, and it was like The Witcher 4 to me. Like, and then I was like, how am I? Because I got a little burnt out by the putting almost 100 hours into just the base game. But then when the DLC came out, and it was like they introduced a new level up mechanic. And there was new quests and the new map and stuff that opens up, and it's like this is like it almost is like a sequel, but I only paid $20 or something for the expansion.
Polish mythology. Thank you, chat.
There we go.
That's what I was
Well,
thinking.
they're also based on books, so it has the source material is really nice.
I bought the first book, and I can't wait to read it. And I think maybe I make the Dark Tower connection in my head because Geralt reminds me a lot of Roland.
And there's just so much to. I mean, it's with the developers is like a good bonus to it, but it's also the story, it's also the gameplay, it's also the patches they've released. There's just so many things that it encompasses where you look at other games and you're like.
I've only dabbled in it briefly, but I've watched my boyfriend play a lot of it, and I was drawn in with especially like the monsters and the stories and just the details and the amount of things you can discover without even trying. Like it's
you know how
impressive.
BioWare games like they're pretty mature, right? They're mature games, but The Witcher is way even more mature than that. And that's not to say that it's like oh my god, so much blood, guts, and violence. Like it's just that. I think it was dealing with like from what I saw, it was dealing with themes that I was like, wow, I've never seen a game actually try to tackle just some little character quirks here and there. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like
Witcher?
I mean, there's a whole thing with a baby who was buried and like turns into a monster.
You're a Witcher is a monster slayer, and one of the very early side quests in the game is where you have to kill this demon that. And you like start reading the research. You're like researching what kind of demon it is and how to kill it, and you find out that it's a demon created by stillborn babies under certain circumstances, and it's really creepy.
And then you have to go talk to the person who set it up and like, you didn't tell me everything, and it's like, and of course, and they do have a lot of exposition, but it's because it's like these characters are talking directly to you.
But the voice acting is really good, especially in the DLCs. They really amped up the cinematography. Like it looks like you're watching a movie.
They had to build the engine for the vanilla game, but then when they came out with the DLCs, they just had all this time to like, oh, now we can just. And man, the last DLC is like, it's so good.
There was like a sword fight cutscene, and I felt like I was watching like Lord of the Rings or something. I was like, damn, the camera angles, like they really they put in that extra effort to make it very cinematic.
It's not going to mean anything us talking to people who don't like it already, you know.
Yeah.
It's more like, it's just. But luckily. It did so well that we don't have to convince people that it's a good game.
Yeah.
Like people already know, and people love the developers because they just. It's not that they listened to they came out with a new control scheme because they said, oh, Witcher Geralt controls. He's a little sluggish, and they're like, okay, here's a faster control scheme. That'll be the default now, and then you can go back to the old one if you want to.
Was that on release?
It was like a month or so after, I think.
Yeah,
or
they
maybe. So
what
you've it's already in there. Like
it's
so much.
Feels really good. I mean, everything I've seen of the game, really great. Plays really nice. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
I just haven't had the time to sit down
with
it. So
CD Projekt Red, and also it's also exciting that their next game is Cyberpunk 2077, and that's based on the tabletop Cyberpunk 2077, and so it's going to be, I guess Brazil or Blade Runner would be the kind of aesthetic that it's going for. Maybe not Brazil as much, but that kind of stuff.
Well, if you like
not the country Brazil, but the movie Brazil.
If you like RPGs, then definitely check out The Witcher 3, and I mean we're fans of RPGs
fantastic.
And good stories.
Yeah. And the only the first video game since I played Journey to make me cry.
On Witcher?
Yeah.
I was tearing up a little bit at the end of the vanilla game. But it just gets you get so invested in this protagonist who's very monotonous.
There was a scene I think near the middle that really got me.
I don't want to. You can't say anything because I can't spoil. But
it's good.
I saw over the weekend. None of you
movie?
guys did. I saw a movie.
Oh yeah.
I saw the Lego Batman movie.
I really want to see that.
It was good. I'm not gonna say much about it other than.
Oh, it happened again.
Oh my god! You know what you do is you sip it and then you chew the little ball.
We gotta keep David talking about Witcher 3 so he won't choke on boba. It was good. If you like the Lego movie, I think it's I'm starting to see like a theme or that Lego's trying to put out there with their movies. I don't know if it's just coincidence, but it has some heart. The animation is gorgeous. It looks like the actual figures, and it's funny. It does a lot of things I wasn't expecting, and it's so meta. Like, I don't know. The voice acting is really great.
Some people are saying that it's the best Batman movie ever.
It kind of got me thinking, like, why the heck hasn't any of these Batman movies ever touched on these themes?
Is it because they're all trying to be dark?
Well, my biggest problem with all the Batman movies is that they never include the Bat family. Like, all the characters he surrounds himself with and all the Robins, like, that's such a big part of Batman's character, and they never touch on it in the movies.
This is all about him gaining the Bat family.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
great.
amazing.
Because,
Wait,
like,
isn't it weird how Batman was never a solo thing, even when in his first
No,
iteration.
like,
He always
no.
had the Boy Wonder, right?
Yeah, and he's, like... Yeah, it's such a big part of his character that he's like basically adopted like 4 children, and it's just such a big part.
Did Tim Burton's movie was the first one to just kind of make it just him, or because I don't follow the comics, but because I know obviously
wasn't it
the first
loosely
comics.
based on? Because I think the first time Batman appeared was in like Detective Comics,
Yeah.
and he was solo for like
Yeah.
an issue or so.
for a little while.
So I think that's what they probably just went.
Yeah, and they probably just wanted to focus on
Yeah.
Batman's character, and then it just became a theme that every movie thought that that's how a Batman movie should be. And
Robin was supposed to be in the sequel Batman Returns, played by Marlon Wayans, I think.
Oh wow.
There's even some concept art floating around. Even the action figure is a repainted Marlon Wayans.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
He has a flat top, and I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that would have been interesting. He was going to be a mechanic named Robin.
I like Batman Returns. It's probably my favorite
well,
Batman movie.
they did
I-
Robin in like Batman Forever, that
my
really
God.
bad one. But
The
like we don't
Schumacher-
talk
those are the
about
Schumacher
that.
ones,
Let's
right?
not even
Oh,
talk about Joel
man.
Schumacher.
It's like, why is that the only one to like use Robin?
You know, I like Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Sure.
But yeah, I
mean, it was going down a slippery slope, and then when you get to Mr. Freeze, you're like, okay.
I love Batman Returns though. I
I
mean,
mean, when I think of the Tim Burton ones, I mean, the first one's like obviously groundbreaking, but the second one, like, it felt like, oh, now they kind of know what they're doing. These are crazy people.
that's the whole thing.
Superheroes.
It's like I could talk about this movie forever because I love it, but it's dissecting what kind of people would dress up like this. And while you're watching, it's like these people are crazy. Each and every one of them. Batman, and I love how crazy Batman is, and Catwoman. They're all just crazy. They're so crazy. Like
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like,
'Cause they're
and
superheroes.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's so dark and twisted. It fits so perfectly with. There's some people are like say, oh, the Penguin's not.
Yeah.
But I like that Tim Burton, he took his own spin on the Penguin. And I don't like any other iteration of the Penguin. I just like the
The-
the
the-
deformed guy,
the only
deformed
kinda-
Danny DeVito.
Besides any comics and stuff, the only thing other media that kind of comes close to what I imagine like Batman being something I would watch is like the Arkham games. And I mean, to a degree, like, okay, I don't agree with all the creative choices, but for the most part, like, it makes use of their amazing rogues gallery already, and the designs are very creepy, and like they're not afraid to go with the comical stuff, even though it's supposed to be
Right.
serious. Whereas, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just because of the Nolan stuff.
They took itself a little too seriously.
too
Yeah.
realistic, which
Well,
was
there's
like Camille was saying, like the Bat family and all of his adopted children and the
best
Robins
part.
and everything are really what makes Batman Batman. Like they gave Bruce Wayne a heart and all that, but I think the edgy loner Batman became, like the movie studios realized that that's really appealing with like neckbeards and that kind of like comic book fan. Like,
all
I
right.
don't know.
Well, we just lost half our audience.
Sorry.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
you should definitely watch.
You should definitely
the
shave
movie.
your neck.
Well, I mean, everyone's hoping that the
Sorry.
new Ben Affleck one is gonna have Robins because he said he wanted to, but like, who
I
knows
don't know.
now?
You know, he seems a lot friendlier as a more friendlier Batman, and he did have Robin was in there. I'm really hoping
Yeah.
that the next Robin in that movie will be the girl one from The Dark Knight Rises or whatever. I think that was what was it called?
Well,
It's the one. Was it Frank
Carrie
Miller's?
Kelly.
Was
Yeah.
it Frank Miller's?
Oh,
yeah, Dark Knight
yeah.
Returns. She's
Yeah.
great.
I like
Oh my
Carrie
gosh.
Kelly.
I didn't know anything
The
about
She's
a
the
female
only
Robin.
female Robin.
Well, they had the Robin like memorial for Jason Todd in Batman vs Superman,
Which is
so
cool.
everyone's hoping.
But
they'll
also,
do
it's also like
the
you
Red
know,
Hood storyline, which is like one of the best.
You're just like, wait, what happened? I want to know.
Yeah, and now our Joker is just. I'm sorry, but Zach Galifianakis in the Lego movie was much better.
Oh wow! I want to go see it.
There's
Yeah.
just, yeah, I really do too.
Well, we need
All
to
we have is
plan-
we have rehearsals and show next week, so
We gotta find
Find
a
time.
time somewhere.
That's cool. Yeah,
we could have been doing it instead of this podcast. Just kidding. I don't want to go out on
go
a
see it.
Sunday.
And it's really cool. There's it's actually everything's canon that you've seen in the other. All the Lego movies are. I guess they're going to be linked together. That's what it. Because it's all the video games. Everything is linked together. Like if you ever play the
cool.
Dimensions and stuff, they
Played a little
all
bit of that.
it's all canon. It's all canon in there, which is crazy.
Even the Back to the Future
Wow.
stuff. That's the last one thing I played in Dimensions.
It's weird, but yeah, like they're continuing the storyline from
That's cool.
the Lego movie. Like
Oh,
it's
wow.
all
Cool.
it's and if you've ever played Dimensions, they actually talk about there's two different Batmans. There's a serious one that you see in all the not Marvel, the DC Batman video games where he takes himself too seriously. And then there's the one from the Lego movie who's, silly, BoJack
Okay.
Horseman.
Yeah.
And they actually interact in the video
really?
game. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's pretty amusing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it. Yeah. That's cool.
Wow.
Batman.
So who's the new Doctor
Batman.
gonna be? I don't watch Doctor
I
Who,
hope
but
it's a chick.
it's not going to be.
But Moffat's off, right?
Yeah, so he can stop calling the shots.
We
and
can all
making it
breathe
boring.
again.
Yeah.
Not that I haven't
So a
watched
different-
Doctor
are you-
Who
so
in
it-
years.
I
I
don't know
haven't
anything
either,
about
but
it.
I won't watch it until
I've
he
never.
leaves.
I've only seen the old ones.
I
but-
can't. The last one I saw was it the Nick Frost's Christmas special, which was a couple years ago.
What?
I
So
don't know.
are you saying that the head? There's a new head
There will
show
be.
head or something? Okay.
I mean, everyone hates
He's pretty
the
awful.
current guy, and everyone blames him for running the current iteration into the ground. So,
I think it's.
I mean, I lost interest. I stopped watching years ago.
Yeah, same.
I don't really have any
I don't
interest
know,
in watching
Doctor
it.
Who. I don't
It
know
doesn't
anything.
matter if they change the showrunner or the doctor. I'm kind of over my Doctor Who phase, but I'm glad to know that they're changing it up for the people who still watch it.
The problem is, I don't know. Maybe if we hadn't seen this stuff before, it would be interesting. But it's been since what? When was the Christopher
2009?
Eccleston one? We've seen the same plot line over and over again every
Yeah.
season. And there's been some good ones sprinkled around. Matt Smith had some
Yeah, I
awesome
thought
episodes, and
Matt Smith's first season was like really good, surprisingly, but that's because it was very fresh, and then
Yeah.
it was just.
And what was the whole Clara thing? They ran that into the ground. She had a nice arc and everything, being the impossible girl, and then I'm staying around.
I didn't even watch that far. I watched like her first one, and I was like, I'm bored.
I think the last one I watched was like season 7 when like Amy and Rory's last episode.
We kind of stopped on the same one.
I kind of I trailed off right around then, and I hadn't cared about it for a
No.
while. I mean, like, I was really into River Song's whole like deal. I thought her concept was really cool. I know that it's been done before. It's not like a totally original idea, but I loved the storyline of her and the doctor having this like romance, like meeting each other in the wrong order.
in opposite direction.
Yeah, like every time she meets him, she knows more about him, and every time he meets her, he knows less about her, or whatever. Like, I thought that was a really cool concept, and it was tragic in the end, because it's like you realize that the last time she meets him, he's not gonna have any idea who she is. After they had this big history together, but the showrunner Moffat kind of like just destroyed her storyline and made it really convoluted and added all like
to his credit,
now
like
I'm married,
to his
and,
credit, I think he's done some great stuff. Like, I think it's just
I think
it's just too much of the same stuff now.
I
Yeah.
think before he became showrunner, having him like doing single episodes, he was really good at it. And then once he became in charge of everything, it was just like too much.
I think they need to mix it up. I don't think
the good thing about the show is that it can be whatever you want it to be. And so
Yeah,
if
I mean,
the
it's-
right people get behind it, they could do something good with it. Because literally it's like a blank slate. You can do whatever you want.
Last episode I watched was the crossover between the first 4 Doctors, I believe.
Oh,
So that was a weird one.
I like the.
But that's that's.
I
that's
watched
the
like the
a
old
black-
few of the
black and
really
white
old ones.
one?
I
I
really
watched
liked
the black and white one. Yeah, a little
the
bit.
third Doctor. What's his name? John Pertwee, something like that.
Which is the one with the car? Is that
number
the 4th
3.
one?
That's number 3.
3?
I loved him. He was like the dandy, and he had a car because he was like, he was stranded on Earth. Like the Time Lords took his TARDIS away, or like he had it like in his little lab, but it didn't work. So like the whole span of the third Doctor's stint in like the 70s, he just like lived on Earth and he drove this car around, and he was really cool.
He
And
knew
I-
kung fu,
Yeah.
which is weird.
it was like.
But
Yeah.
that I mean, to be fair, those are pretty hard to get through because
Yeah.
they're really drawn out and.
Well, it's kind of like old Star Trek.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's good ones, and there's bad ones.
I mean, but they made a lot of them. So,
yeah, there's you can find good Doctor Who probably in the current season too. I haven't seen the most recent stuff, but I thought Peter Capaldi in the first season. I watched that one. It was all right. It was just the plot lines were. I've seen all these plot lines before.
Yeah,
all of them.
I haven't seen any of it.
When he was announced, I was really excited because I'd watched that show The Hour, and he was so good in that, and so like I was a fan of his, but I just got so out of it that by the time he came on, I didn't even have a chance to watch him. I love him.
Yeah, I jumped ship on Amy and Rory's last episode. I didn't even like see the end of Matt Smith's run. I just didn't care anymore.
I thought the Matt Smith episode, the last one, was really great. I thought, I don't know, he's just like a crowd pleaser.
I did like that.
Yeah.
I watched the regeneration scene, and I like that they went in a totally different
He,
direction
like-
from David Tennant's, where
he
he's
like sneezed and
he's like bam, because they drew out.
he sneezed so hard he became.
They
Peter
drew out
Capaldi.
David Tennant's regeneration over the
Yeah.
course of like 2 hours, and it was ridiculous. I was like, oh my god, I don't care. Just change already.
I like that. I can't remember all of it, but I know that there was this. It was like Matt Smith calling to tell the companion while the newest Doctor was kind of like looking bewildered, like please take care of me and stuff, you know, just something like that. Like it was just like a heartfelt moment of like, ah, like I don't know. It's just they do some cool stuff. Like it's just that run of this. There were some cool episodes with skeletons and that turned out to be Cybermen and all this cool stuff. But
I don't know
the
anything.
Master turned into the Mistress, and there's some interesting things there. But it's just kind of got. And going to Scarrow and all this. But I'm just tired of the same thing. It's always like, Doctor, you can't defeat us. It's like, well, actually, I can. No, Doctor, actually, you can't. And it's like, well, I guess I can't. Wait a minute. Yes, I can.
Well, the old episodes that I saw, yep, that's exactly what happened.
I mean, it
of
worked in the
great.
70s. It doesn't really work anymore. I don't know. Doctor Who's a very strange beast because it doesn't change even though it does, and it's like.
And there's sexual tension between him and the companion.
I can't critique without giving some compliments.
No,
the creature
actually,
designs
most of the time
are.
there's not.
I guess the old ones, it was a
lot-
different
that's why
time
a lot
back
of
then.
people. That's why whatever her name is, Rose, the companion for Christopher Eccleston and
she's
David Tennant's
great.
Doctor, like half the fan base hated her and half the fan base loved her because she fell in love with a Doctor, and that wasn't the norm for companions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It always felt like there
I
was
liked her.
always
No.
maybe the old ones. Maybe I'm just looking into it more.
Well,
I didn't see too many
and
of them.
before the revival in the 2000s, the old series, like they had a lot more male companions too. They
Oh, yeah.
kind
I
of
remember
that's
a few.
also why I got sick of the new like reboot or whatever, because it was like, oh, another female companion
they
with
had,
sexual tension, like you know,
Donna
they
was
used to-
Donna was so good.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
They had a guy coming in and out of the seasons. I can't remember his name, but he's in recently, which was kind of actually interesting to have that second companion, which is
Well, that's why I liked
better dynamic.
That's why I liked Amy and Rory, because they were like a married couple
Yeah.
companions together, and that was a cool dynamic.
I just hope they mix it up. They just need to mix it up. I don't really care what they do. I just
Yeah.
want. It would be great if they finally did like a woman, but maybe like an incompetent Doctor would be great.
yeah.
Who just can't remember everything, or I don't know. Like,
But it either has to be an incompetent male doctor or a competent female doctor,
I
right?
think-
Because then people will
something like that. I don't know.
They're like, oh, we're gonna be different. Let's have her be female, but also be incompetent, and then everyone
Yeah.
will hate that.
You know what I do like consistently? I think they do have like weird aliens and stuff, and that have like cool backstories, and I don't know. Like that's never been like a problem. I like a lot of different alien designs. and-
Sci-fi can be just so fun, but like, how is Doctor Who so not fun right now? Like,
Yeah.
we've got like a discussion on Star Trek going on in the comments.
We talk about Doctor Who, but everyone wants to talk about Star
yeah,
Trek.
for the record, Deep Space Nine is my absolute favorite. I watched it multiple times. It's just good from beginning to end. It's just amazing.
The only one I've seen consistently was Generation growing up, so Star Trek
Next
Generation.
yeah.
Gen.
Next Gen.
Yeah.
I like a lot of Next Gen, but I feel like it has major ups and downs. Really good ones, really bad ones, and I think DS9 is like a really consistently good straight line. It's got like it's the only show to have like a consistent arc, like from beginning to end.
What makes Deep Space Nine so appealing for me and Camille is because, like, Gene Roddenberry's initial vision, and he fought to, keep his vision on Next Gen, for a while, was that he didn't want any like character development. Every week was going to be like episodic. Oh, they deal with this thing and then they fly away. You know?
He was, for the record, anti-character development.
Yeah, he didn't like character development. He liked things to be like not stagnant, but like in stasis, just kind of like
you could watch
you could
any
jump
episode,
in
yeah.
anywhere and watch it and enjoy it. And he really like fought against character development in Next Gen for a really long time, and then Deep Space Nine happened, and what made that one different from the other Star Trek series is that it takes place on a space station. They can't fly away from their problems at the end of every week, so you had a very serialized 7-season show where they were constantly dealing with the fallout and they were dealing with the consequences of their actions from earlier seasons, and it takes place it's basically like a war show. It's about the consequences of war, because the space station is like hanging above a occupied planet, and it's all about the Cardassians versus the Bajorans and
Kardashians so I mean, he seemed to be like, I mean, I'm not a huge Trekkie, but he seemed to be like really like playing up Star Trek is supposed to be inspiring. It's supposed to be like awe-inspiring, what we should achieve, and like most of the episodes are very like we've elevated ourselves to this
exactly
future.
And it's a good thing for like the original series and Next Gen, but at a certain point they realize, it's like, especially with Deep Space Nine, dealing with all of these like really complex political situations and like social commentaries, that you can't always have that perfect future because nothing is gonna matter. So Gene Roddenberry passed away during or before Deep Space Nine, and so like it sucked, but they also had like this creative freedom where maybe Next Gen wasn't, because Gene Roddenberry was very involved.
And of course it had naysayers, like people were like, oh, this isn't Star Trek, it's too dark, but it was really well done. They handled it very well, all of the political issues and stuff, and it's just a really solid show.
Can we talk about the newest Star Trek film?
The third one?
Has everyone seen it?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Over last summer.
It was called Beyond, I think.
Yeah.
It was a nice blending of...
kind of flew under everyone's radar.
It was a nice blending of sci-fi and the action that the studios probably wanted.
It kind
way
of
better than
felt
the con movie.
like a long, like a very long, good Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
I felt the same way. I thought they definitely had that kind of inspiring awe of the technology. They showcased that a lot. And I like that I don't know, we got to see the space station and how it all worked, and I think Simon Pegg was integral in writing all that.
He kind of saw what the movies were going, and I think he pushed for writing this one.
There were some really good like character interactions, and a lot of the stuff with Spock, I don't want to spoil anything, but it was really emotional, and I found myself tearing up quite a bit.
It was good. Whereas the first one, I mean, the first one was okay, but the second one was all action. It was
the second one was awful. I don't even want to talk about it because
I
have ranted about Into Darkness for hours on end.
I've kind of blocked that one from my, like, it doesn't even exist in my mind
I
anymore.
mean, the thing is the problem with any of these IPs is that if you're going to make a Star Trek movie, but you make it all action-y, the only people that are going to like it are people who aren't Star Trek fans. And it's like, that doesn't make it a bad movie. It's just that, and I wouldn't say it's a terrible movie. It's just, it's not a very good Star Trek movie.
Yeah, there's corruption. There's this weird, cringy, like the whole subplot of the super Enterprise destroyer Black Enterprise. I was like, what?
Camille and I were so mad about that because they introduced one of our favorite things about Deep Space Nine into the whole Section 31, the like so secret good. It's basically like Starfleet CIA or something. It's like the secret
don't
this like secret group within Starfleet that's kind of like they're all about intelligence collecting and all that, and like that is a really cool aspect of Deep Space Nine, and they had to drag it into Darkness, which was the worst of the new Star Trek movies, and we're like, no.
It was a weird one because it just didn't feel like a Star Trek, and that's why I think that's all the critiques are correct. It's like, I mean, if the film was called Space Adventure 2, then it would have been fine. It would have been a great movie. Everyone would have been like, oh my god, it's so visually amazing.
I thought the acting was decent, even Benedict Cumberbatch's Khan. Like, I didn't.
Yeah,
I mean, that ticked a lot of people off, but I thought he did a decent job. The action sequences were cool. It just didn't leave
looking at it like a Star Trek movie that's the only way you can like it.
I mean, I'm still like casting decisions aside and stuff. I'm just baffled as to why they thought it would be a good idea to rehash The Wrath of Khan anyway.
Yeah.
Why even retread that ground? Just do something new, do something original.
But luckily, I think the third one is like exactly what We should have got.
It was
like,
good. It was
when,
really
I wouldn't say
when
it
their
was-
ship
it was
breaks
very
down
good.
and they get stranded on the planet, it feels
like-
like an episode.
Yeah,
I was like, this is an
exactly.
episode of Star
Right.
Trek.
And yeah, of course, it did have the flashy moments, and there was a big and you're
But it
kind
was
of
really well.
But
a
like
little
the
bit.
twist with the villain was like so Star Trek, and
Yeah.
actually I like missed it. I didn't see it coming, so it was pretty cool.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
that's pretty
forgot
good,
that
yeah.
that was Idris Elba.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, why did he turn into?
It was like it was the
that's
kind of
right.
Yeah.
twist that you would have seen.
Oh,
in
and
an
oh,
episode.
the old ship that they
yeah.
rebooted. I
Yeah,
love that because I
yeah.
remember that one. It
Is
was
that one
like-
from the
That's from a show.
Yeah,
That's
the
one
show.
from one of the
Yeah.
shows. Is that from the
one that was
original series?
Kevin
or,
Sorbo?
Was
he in
was
it?
that
Wasn't he in
from
one?
original series?
Was Kevin Sorbo in one of the Enterprise movie? Was he in
Probably.
Enterprise? Was
Wait,
it from Enterprise?
Or was that from Enterprise?
was that from Enterprise?
There were a lot of Enterprise.
Wait, that wasn't
uh,
Kevin Sorbo. Yes, it was.
there
Kevin
were a
Sorbo
lot
was in
of-
Enterprise, wasn't he?
Kevin
Am I making this
Sorbo.
up?
No.
He was in that weird one, and then
Wait,
in the
who?
2000s.
No,
Scott
Scott
Bakula.
Bakula. They're the same person.
Quantum Leap.
Kevin Sorbo.
totally the same
We
person.
thought-
No, but
Sorry,
there were
Kevin.
like Enterprise references in it, and I've watched all of Enterprise, and
I
you
love
know, it's-
Enterprise.
I love
I could have sworn that it
Enterprise.
was-
Enterprise is super
It has
underrated.
a really-
it
it
only
has a-
lasted a season, right?
It has a really rocky
Three.
first
Oh, okay.
season. Like
The
the
first-
first season's pretty bad.
You have
But
to
it gets
get there.
better.
But yeah.
And there were like references to like the Zindi in this movie, which is like a big plot from Enterprise.
So
and
the-
so I was like,
but
oh,
Yeah.
the ship was potentially from
I
Enterprise. maybe?
can't remember. It was either
just
from one of
love
the
the look of
movies
it.
or.
But anyways,
So
yeah,
cool.
I like all that. I liked seeing the history of the space
Yeah.
travel and all that, and it was great.
Enterprise
Oh,
got such a
gosh.
bad rap, and it was actually like they had some really bad episodes in the first season, but by the end it was like heartbreaking that
solid.
it got canceled. They were
Mm.
getting really they were getting really good, and I just thought it was really interesting because it was, as far as Star Trek timeline goes, it's the earliest series. Like they had just made contact with the Vulcans, and they're still trying to figure out how to do this whole intergalactic alliance thing, and there was a lot of good material there. So it's sad that it got canceled.
The new one is gonna be set after that, so before
The new Netflix show.
CBS.
Okay, so it's
CBS
still,
show?
it's still kind of early in the
It's
timeline.
10 years before next gen.
So it's
Oh, that's a
so
wild
10 years
thing.
after the first series.
No, the first series is 100
So-
years before next gen.
Right.
I think.
Wow.
Next gen happens a century after.
Yeah, it's like 100 years or something.
Oh yeah, I think it was like 80 years.
I know
don't
Doug
know.
Jones
Something
is
like that.
in the cast, and I'm guessing
Yeah.
he's going to play an
He-
alien,
He is.
yeah.
which is gonna be
Yeah.
cool.
So they're not doing another Star Trek 4, right? If they're gonna do another movie, it's gonna be another reboot,
I don't know.
something different. But that cast is completely done, right? That they're not doing another one of those.
I think they've talked about it, but it's nothing.
Because now I don't know what J.J. Abrams is doing anymore, but he's probably not doing that.
He's not involved.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, that was a great one to end on. If they do, they left it
Yeah.
open, and
Yeah, it's fine.
oh,
Yeah.
can we, I know it's. I don't know. I just gotta point out that the way that they wrote the female alien, and I don't remember her name, but she looked really cool. She was a complete badass, but she had some acting chops, and she wasn't a love interest,
Yeah.
which I thought
she
was
was
good.
was pretty great.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna chalk that all up to Simon Pegg. Like it felt like he knew exactly what the fans wanted, and so
Oh, yeah.
once he got his hands on it, he knew what to kind of. It seemed like he knew how to appease the studio execs as well as like get his thing across.
It's-
and
He did a really good job.
Yeah.
It's weird when something like that, you don't really think about it until later, and then you're like, wait a minute, holy crap, a female character that was written decently.
yeah. And what? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't.
It wasn't amazing. It was just like
She
it
liked
worked.
the what was it, the Beastie Boys, because she
Oh,
liked
yeah.
the
Oh, that
yelling
was-
and the rhythm.
that was a great moment.
I was just like the little character.
That was one of
things
those. That was
you
one
know,
of those
make
like
it feel more
studio execs saying Guardians of the Galaxy. like-
Yeah.
And then, but at the same time, you can feel good about it because the rest of the movie's okay.
I mean-
Yeah,
But if it was
they-
just that,
they
and then
talked
like Into
about
Darkness,
that.
you'd been like, "This is the worst
that
scene ever."
action sequence is amazing though.
They
with
talked
that
about
song.
that in Red Letter Media.
Oh, they
How
did?
you
Yeah.
remember they were like, in any other movie we would have been like rolling our eyes about the Beastie Boys song, but it was used well.
Sure,
It was
yeah.
utilized.
No,
well.
I liked it. I was like, because here the thing is if you have a movie like that and you want a scene like that, your whole movie can't be a scene like that. If it's
Yeah.
one scene like that, then it almost gives you
Well-
like, oh, okay, this is okay.
Well,
to
it's
like,
because it
it's like
made
a-
sense within the plot. It
Sure.
had a purpose. It wasn't just there to be an action scene with a song.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, they used that song in the first one, so it's kind of like a nostalgic
Sure.
Yeah.
thing too.
Speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, is anyone excited because those trailers are?
All I can think of
Oh.
is it's gonna be
I
Guardians of the Galaxy, Minions.
Have you seen baby?
Oh
have you
my
seen the new trailer
God.
from Super Bowl?
I
I don't think
well,
so.
I'm like,
All I know
well,
is
this.
Really great.
it looks like a good movie if I can get all the freaking baby Groot out of the way. Like that's all. Like that they know that's. It's like,
It's
oh
true.
my god,
I mean, there's a lot of
the
Baby
mass
Groot.
public just like
'Cause
goes
here's the
crazy
thing.
for that.
Like, I thought Baby Groot as a small little thing was fine. Then he grew arms, and it was not funny.
Yeah.
Remember at the end of the movie?
Yeah.
And I'm
He-
like,
he's
and then
just
it's just
like
like,
a
okay, I liked the movie up until this last scene.
I don't
just
really.
like been in the little pot the whole time.
I mean, I don't know.
In the comics, he can change his size at will. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not.
I mean, but to be fair, I don't think there's many like people who are following the comics and going to the movie. It's like almost the Guardian. It's a new IP as far as I think Marvel's concerned, right?
I'm just excited that Yondu has his full mohawk and
Oh,
he's gonna
yeah.
be like one of the.
How are they gonna
main
explain that?
players
I mean,
in
that's
there.
cool
and,
that they did that. But
And what's her name? Who was the old Doctor Who companion? Right? She's in it too as the cyborg.
Yeah, she's back.
I think it plays a bigger
I don't
part.
think
well,
they
she
made
was
her
like
shave
she
her
was kind
head
of a
this
villain
time.
in the first one, right?
Mantis.
Yeah.
Mantis is in it, and
They have the lady with the antennas.
I don't know. I mean, it could easily. I think everyone's kind of just like crossing their fingers
Like,
on that one.
because this is what it's like. You know, if a studio person like sees number one, they're like, okay, all the same as the first one, but bigger. Take everything everyone liked and do it again, but bigger. And that's the scary thought is like, it's not going to. It's going to be way too much Baby Groot.
I thought Doctor Strange was all right. I thought it did enough of the magic stuff that it felt different. It was fun to watch, but
No character development.
They could have taken it
Yeah.
much further. It was still too safe. Everything's too safe.
It was
It
too
was too
safe.
safe.
Too safe, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the not that it was amazing, but the cartoon that they came out with like in 2004 or something was I liked that one a lot. It felt like Magic Batman.
There's so many good animated comic.
I mean, that's kind of their-
DC's really on top of
It's
that.
their testing grounds for like, oh, well, people like this, but then they don't really. I mean, then you get Zack
Well-
Snyder in there, and you're like, okay, you're not really doing that correct.
Was
Yeah.
Hannibal the villain in Doctor Strange?
He was.
The Hannibal guy?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought that he had some good interactions, and then I don't know if anyone's, but
It was just boring.
and then it just you're Ironmonger again.
Yeah.
You're just Ironmonger or the Ant-Man villain. You're
They got them all
He
confused.
he had
had
some
that-
great he had some great acting moments like with Benedict Cumberbatch, and
I
Benedict
think
Cumberbatch
the
was terrible in the
best-
movie. I'm sorry, it was awful.
Yeah.
It was
He
so
had
awful.
that. He had
I
that,
kind of hated it.
he had that
The cape was better than.
sparkly, I think his sparkly eyeshadow was the best part.
Uh,
Mads
Yeah.
I did like
Mikkelsen's
that.
The eyeshadow.
It
is
was just
very
bad
nice.
writing on that.
No, I'll point the finger at the director because I mean, we've all seen Benedict Cumberbatch act before, and it's but when the
Did you-
director
have
doesn't
you
know how
seen
to
his-
direct
some of his
them,
I
lines?
refuse to like
Holy
Benedict
crap, have you seen-
Cumberbatch.
Have you seen his
Refuse.
those lines that he had to spout were so embarrassing.
I know.
Oh, I know.
Well, I don't have any.
They were
any-
like waiting for a
They
laugh
just
track. half the
wedged in
time.
jokes. I'm like, you can't do that. Like, just. I
I'm a
don't know.
fan of him. I liked him in the
Yeah.
what it was the one the turning movie. I like that one. I liked him
I
in.
don't know.
I mean, he's
I liked him in The
he's
Hobbit as a
fine-
dragon.
He's a fine
Sure.
actor. I just got so sick of everyone
The
being
best part
so
of-
obsessed with him that like I can't.
The best part of Doctor Strange is definitely how he defeats the villain at the end. That's really
Yeah.
that was really cool.
There's some great moments. The magic. I really like the. Was it Tilda Swinton who played the elder one or whatever?
Yeah.
The
She was
ancient one?
good. Yeah,
She was
great.
That's
amazing.
That like the thing that they do. How do you
yeah.
do
A
it?
lot of
I mean,
the-
appropriation aside, whatever. I mean, it's
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Well,
but they chose.
yeah.
They didn't want to touch that with a 10-foot
It-
pole, and I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah.
It was a lose-lose situation. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, just read up on the political turmoil
Right.
in that area. Like, I'm not saying any decision they made was going to be right, but they went with the safest option
Yeah.
to
As they
not
do,
offend
yeah.
people, and you're still going to offend people anyway.
I mean, at least it was a woman.
they made her Celtic, I think,
Yeah.
and whatever. But they also said that the ancient ones had many bodies and iterations. So
yeah.
I thought they did all right. I still would preferred the cartoon because I always thought like, wait, isn't this the monastery supposed to be in the mountains and isolated? They kind of shortened
It's like
everything
in
and
the
condensed
street.
it. The cartoon, if you ever watch it, it's a full length movie,
Mm.
and I think the pacing's a lot better. Like especially the rate that he learns magic is so much better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, at any rate, I think it's safe to say that I don't think Marvel movies are amazing. I think they just play it safe and they do
Yeah.
what they want, what the executives want them to do, and it's tough to like love them because they're so like structured and like safe.
Yeah.
But
it's like a factory, just making. I don't know. At least like I'm one person who loves Batman versus Superman, and at least it got people to talk, whether they hate it or At least it was, something.
I don't know. At least like even if you hated it, like at least it got a reaction out of you. I mean, I leave the theater after a Marvel movie, and I've like already forgotten it. By the time I walk out the theater, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
They're pretty similar.
Well,
It's like it's entertaining while you're watching it, but I don't go home and think about them. Like, gosh,
I mean, it's tough too because something like Transformers makes tons of money, but no one says, "Oh, it's done so well."
Yeah.
It's done like it's consumable by the masses, which it does well. And it's not like the visual effects are terrible or something. It's just they're such garbage movies.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like fast food. I feel like
some of those dinosaurs hopping around on the
really
streets, they would have shattered the ground.
No,
like.
it's. I'm just saying, like it looks like this looks like a big budget
Right.
movie. It doesn't look like corny. It looks like too much. But
Doctor Strange is
yeah.
at least really, really pretty, and they did some things that I haven't seen before, and it looked amazing in 3D. Even if it was kind of one of those posts, I thought it was really entertaining.
So
just from visually.
So who's to say when a movie's successful? Like because
Doctor Strange made a boatload of money,
No,
so
yeah.
it was
So-
successful, right?
So to an audience like I don't know, layman's or something, but like the general audience loves Transformers for whatever reason. But
Yeah,
most
I don't know.
people know that it's garbage.
It's garbage.
But it makes so much money. So does that mean does that mean that movie deserves a million sequels for the rest of its life? But then there's also movies that are like cult classics that are like, oh my god, it's so amazing, and they don't make any money. Like, what is the goal? Like, does the director wants to be hired for more movies to make, but at the same time, when you're in a big machine like Marvel or DC, like they want you to do something, and if you don't, then you're.
I think like people come from different walks of life. We might be looking for seeking things with a little more substance.
Yeah.
But that's just us. Like some people, who may not make use of their creative side in the ways that we do. They flex it differently. They want to see an action movie with giant robot dinosaurs, and that's enough for them.
Sure.
I've met people like that who aren't as picky with that, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like that's why there is like a general populace, and we can feel special because we're like the outsiders.
I
We're
guess
so
all
special with our opinions. But I don't know. I mean, Transformers is fun if you go into it just to make fun of it, I guess. And you're just like, this is just dumb.
But then I'm like, damn it, they got my money. That's what I feel like. I feel like, god damn it.
I mean, I'm just saying, the name of the metal that Transformers are made out of.
I can say god damn it, right? That's not.
Yeah.
It's not. No.
The only thing off the table is
Okay.
the bad ones.
Let's list them all.
Was it Transformers 4 was the last one?
I mean, no.
All I remember-
No, they're never ending.
All I remember is Transformium. That's
Transformium.
and not enough dinosaurs.
Optimus Prime is dead. Yeah.
Oh
right.
gosh, if you love Baby Groot, in Transformers, the next one, they're having baby Dinobots. Why? I don't know. I didn't see anything. I saw a picture and I was like, okay, well, they're gonna make a lot of money off those
Baby
toys.
Groot. Baby Groot is the new Minions.
What was it 3
Hate
that
it.
was like,
Ugh.
let's get SpongeBob
Hate
to
it.
be racist. Was that what happened? Is that
Yes.
on number 3 or 2? Or
Do you know what's
Yeah. 2, I thought.
2,
Do you know what's
I
crazy?
never saw that one.
You know what? Like, I actually like the Despicable Me movies. They're not that bad. Even the Minions movie wasn't terrible. It had some cringy moments, but they're actually pretty decently written. The Minions are just have taken on their own life of their own outside the movies.
Isn't that what everyone? That's why I fear that a character that's like, okay, you're not supposed to be in the limelight. Suddenly you're in the limelight.
You know
and
what
then
was
it's like,
you know what was great in the first Despicable Me? I don't know if you've seen it, but one of the Minions like
I have not seen any.
he drinks a
of them.
potion, and he starts flying away. And he accidentally flies out of a skylight, and that's it. That's the end of the scene. He's dead, and he just dies, and then you continue on.
Well, that seems
There's
funny.
so many moments like that through the movies. The Minions are actually funny. At the end, he is alive.
You're supposed to
but
hate him, right?
They're supposed to be annoying. Like that's. I mean,
But then
they're
they
supposed to
turn
be cute too, and whatever.
I heard somewhere that like if you go to France, like that's how all the little kids in France speak. It's like the Minions are talking in like.
I think
it's
they
like
made a
some
joke
kind
about
of like
that in the
pig
Minions
Latin
movie.
thing, or
The Minion movie actually was set in the '60s. so
like they're
it's-
supposed to sound like French children or something.
Oh, I don't
Like,
know.
I don't know.
Can we like not talk about Minions?
I just
yeah, sorry.
what Minions have turned into, like
All I know
on-
about Minions
as
is
inspirational posts on Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, no.
Oh my
Like, I
God.
don't like that.
Here's a middle-aged woman.
But Trey Parker's in the new Despicable Me. He plays the
Oh, yeah.
supervillain. So
I mean,
I don't
maybe
know.
I gotta go see Despicable.
you should.
I never
you should
saw
watch them.
any
They're not
Despicable
bad.
Me movies, and I never will.
They're
Yeah,
not
me
that
neither.
bad.
It's not
But
gonna
I-
happen. I don't like.
I like
I don't really
Pixar.
like animation like
Oh.
CG.
I have a higher palate.
I
need a Pixar at least.
I have a really picky palate for CG. I'm not gonna watch Despicable
I like
Me.
cartoons, so I watch a lot of them. I even watched Trolls, which was not good.
I watched some of the crappy ones so I can know why I don't like it.
You know what? Trolls was actually
Didn't it get nominated for an Oscar?
It was actually really
for best song
cool.
by
They
Justin
did
Timberlake.
the animation wasn't bad. Like
that's
like
right.
the creatures and characters were pretty inventive. It was just little monsters singing pop songs. And
I don't want to
That's
see
not-
it.
I-
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go see
It was
it.
not very good, but kudos on the animation.
It's-
I
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
I like
When's
cartoons.
Pixar's next movie coming out?
Pixar's next
don't
movie
know.
is going to be Cars 3.
No.
And I'm guessing that's coming out in time for summer.
I like how they're all like, this movie deals with his midlife crisis.
Oh,
the
God.
main cars, like
And the new
It's all
and the
dark.
millennial cars coming in. That's literally what the plot says.
Good
Like, yeah,
Lord.
there's a
Are
new
they, like,
there's
electric
new
cars?
hotness.
like hybrids
I don't
and
know.
stuff.
There's
Hybrid.
and so he's just the old hotness.
I don't know if I can watch that in the theaters.
I don't know.
Maybe on
Uh,
DVD.
Animated movies just like it's so hit or miss. It's like
Incredibles
Pixar.
2?
I don't.
Yeah,
I love
They're
Incredibles.
coming.
There's
they're
something
coming-
about
coming.
the over exaggerated movements in a
Yeah.
lot of CG that I just like can't
What about
stand. It's
Incredibles?
like nails on a
Chelsea
chalkboard.
hates animated animals more than
What about
anything. Like there was
Zootopia.
there was a woman in front of you on the plane watching
The Secret Life of Pets.
and every time I'd look over to Chelsea, she
Okay,
was
well,
just
that
like
one
about to
looked
pull
garbage.
her hair
That one's
out.
terrible.
I watched that one on a plane. It wasn't terrible. It was.
She was like,
terrible.
It had some moments that were
Was it
just
you?
like.
she was
Was it
right in
you?
front of me, so I couldn't ignore it because it was nighttime, and it was like just this like bright light in my face, like the
Oh.
dumb dogs and stuff.
The-
I was like, oh.
I remember that flight because the person whose screen I could see was watching Star Trek Beyond, and so I was
like,
so
no.
happy.
Stuck with Secret Life of Pets.
It's not the best movie, but it's
You know, I
alright.
think I watched the Everything Wrong with A Secret Life of Pets on the CinemaSins. So
Oh.
that if there's any movie that I'm like, I know I don't want to watch this movie, but I need to know why it's bad. I kind of go there because they talk. Obviously, some of it's like tongue in cheek, like it's funny, haha, this movie
Yeah.
sucks. But they also get into why the movie sucks, and I like
Yeah,
that part.
I mean, you guys saw Finding Dory, right? Was that? Do you guys like Finding
I
Dory?
I really
yeah,
liked
yeah.
that.
There's a
was-
few hit or miss
Man, I
parts,
cried
but
during
yeah.
that movie.
Yeah,
That
I
was-
didn't see it.
I really teared up at the end.
I liked
my
it.
And of
gosh.
course, it wasn't as good as the original or anything, but it was decent.
I-
But it was a different.
liked
It had a
though.
completely
It's-
different tone than
Yeah.
Finding Nemo, which I liked. It was like, it's set in the same world, but it's a completely different movie.
Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't just like rehashing, like, here's the turtles again. And the parts that were stupid were the rehashing things where you could just see like an exec being like, oh yeah, don't forget the turtles.
the problem is like we're adults now. Like it's certainly there's some animation we can't appreciate anymore because we've seen so much. We're adults, but I think the best animated features remember that there's an adult in the audience usually watching with the kids. So
Yeah,
they
like-
make it universal. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand what we do is like we don't try to dumb it down for kids.
Sure.
We
It's,
just
it's like the old Disney movies. That's why they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids won't laugh at the actual things that you're trying to be funny with, but then adults will because your actual audience is the adults and kids just enjoy the bright colors and the characters
And they like it. you
Like
know?
when I think of all the the CG like dumbed down kids animation that I hate, I think of those Madagascar movies and the lemur
yeah.
that dances to that pop song,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that encompasses
But-
everything I hate
but see, the
about
thing-
like
I like-
dumb
but-
CG.
But see,
I
that's,
like the
that's,
Madagascar movie.
that's the difference between some of these movies is they have like a great story and a great message for stuff, but then the only thing people will remember is this weird, the zebra and an afro thing.
It's
It's
true.
like,
Yeah.
and like that's not even in the movie really. It's
Yeah.
like it's in the previews, and so that's the hard thing is like when I love those movies. Remember that one time when the zebra had the afro and was dancing? Like, yeah, that was 1 second, and the rest of the
Yeah.
movie was like
And,
a
like-
heartfelt moment.
Well, I feel like this is even spilled into Disney's animation, but like I can't stand the DreamWorks eyebrow. You know what I'm talking about, right?
What's
Oh,
the
yeah.
DreamWorks
That
eyebrow?
face that every single DreamWorks character makes.
They're like really cocky. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know what's the last DreamWorks movie I've seen?
Wait,
Was it
hold on.
Kung Fu Panda 3? I like that one.
DreamWorks.
I didn't see that one, but
DreamWorks.
Was it good?
It was really
face.
I liked the second one. I liked the first one.
good. If
too.
you
There
like,
it is.
yeah, I
Love
think
it.
you'd enjoy it. You should see Kubo too. Kubo's amazing. Gosh.
I want to see that one. I want to
The
see
DreamWorks face. They all make
Moana,
the same
too.
face.
But I don't want to see Secret Life of Pets.
Right. You probably can skip that one, but you should definitely see Kubo. They do. I did not like. What was there one before Box Trolls?
I didn't like the art direction.
I didn't like the art direction, and that was pretty much about it. Actually, the actual story was okay. Like it wasn't bad, and obviously the animation.
Did you finish Trollhunters? Guillermo del Toro's?
I did.
I've only watched the first episode. How would you say it does? Do you think it gets better than the first episode? Because I kind of gauged it on the first episode, and I'm like, I can see it's aimed for kids, but I can see that
it's tough because it never does. It never loses that
kid thing,
kid friendliness. But it does get better. But I wouldn't say like it. Unfortunately, I think it's suffering from a big trope that you can't get away from, and it's that the fat kid is the comic relief, and he can't do anything right, and he's always talking about food.
Trollhunters?
Yeah. His name is Toby, and they call him Tobes, and it always sounds like they're saying Tubbs.
I thought it was Tubbs in the first episode. I was like, how can they do this?
There's some great moments in the show. I'm glad it was made, like, because it's so weird, and like
there does even with that weird trope of the fat kid, like there does seem to be some progressive stuff in there.
I like that the relationship with the mom and the kid is really great. Like he kind of takes care of her. It's I don't know. It's nice. There's the characters progress. There's a lot of that gray area where it's not just you're evil, I'm good. There is that they explore all the gray area. The designs are cool, and also it's like the last. Sorry, but I can't remember his name. But the lead voice actor, he played Chekhov.
Anton Yelchin.
Yes, it's his last, and he actually recorded a dialogue for season 2, which is which they're actually animating right now. I think it's all storyboarded out.
Oh wow.
So it just got picked up. So I would say like it's unfortunately you just have to like watch it through the filter of this is for kids. It's not going to be the epic that I want it to be. It's not going to be like Pan's Labyrinth or Hellboy, but it's like Hellboy for kids.
Okay, I get it.
I think.
So it was definitely aimed for kids. It's not doing the Pixar thing.
No, and there's a character that you'd love, David. It's a changeling, which is a troll that steals away.
You're joking, right? I'm not gonna like this character.
No, you're not. You're gonna hate it.
Is it the one in the diaper or something?
Yes, he stole a baby, so he takes on the appearance.
Oh.
So he kind of when he morphs, he's still wearing a diaper, and it's just.
So is that gonna make me not want to watch it?
You're not gonna want to watch it after that when that character appears. I mean, he has some progression, and it's great, but he's always in a diaper, so.
It's just not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But there's some cool designs definitely, and I mean the kid gets a giant 2-handed sword.
Okay. No, I saw the first
and
episode.
even Tubbs gets a giant warhammer, but he can't. But he's awful. He's awful through the whole show. You just feel sorry for him, but then he's also just such a poorly written character. You don't like him.
That's sad.
It's sad. It is sad. It's really sad. It's.
Wow, it's 1:46. We've complained about a lot of movies today.
How do we end this? Because I feel like the highlight is our funny stuff in the beginning.
This is a lot of sci-fi talk today.
Yeah.
How do we switch gears to end on something different?
Oh, Q&A.
Q&A.
Yeah, we haven't done questions.
Oh, okay. Let's play the. You can
I have more boba than I have tea.
We'll play
What is that? Someone sent us a picture of a Robin action figure.
Oh, that's the.
What is that?
That's a repaint of the. It's a repaint of the one that was actually released. So, yeah, they literally they'd already made the casts or molds or whatever. So just imagine that white. That's what it was released. But this must be something.
I'm gonna make
a modified one.
I'm gonna try to make a Q&A song.
Okay.
Oh, Q&A. Oh, we're doing that. Oh, that was pretty good.
Oh, that was it.
All right, guys. We talked a lot about sci-fi. I think the name of this episode is going to be David Chokes on Boba. I don't know.
That sounds a little weird to me. I don't want to choke on anything.
David does.
Real quick, since we were talking about movies, Chelsea, did you watch Split? Me and Camille saw it and we liked it.
I asked what the twist was and now I don't have to see it and I still got the whoa.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It has
a
an
pretty good,
epic twist.
Do you know, Bunny?
No.
Then we'll have to tell you after the stream.
Yeah.
And wait, unless you don't want it spoiled, then.
Do I really want to watch an M. Night Shyamalan?
Well, it kind of like if we
film?
ask you something to see if
you're gonna know.
No. Well, it's a horror movie, so you probably wouldn't want to.
Yeah,
probably not.
I don't think
you'd.
We saw it, and we don't think either of you would really care for it. But the twist at the end, if you're an M. Night fan,
anyways,
is
we'll talk
good.
about it after.
If I'm an M. Night fan.
If you're familiar
Sure.
you're-
Yeah,
you're-
tell me after the stream.
If
Okay.
you're a fan of one of his movies. Anyways,
Oh.
let's.
Okay, sorry.
Q&A.
We did. We really liked it. It was a good movie. Okay. La la la. Going to Twitter. Will you perform here? Will you perform here?
Well, we want to be answering the.
Sorry,
yes,
we
we will
didn't really-
perform there.
We didn't really.
Yeah. Oh, that's we can just
compile.
answer. Yes, we will perform anywhere, but
Yes.
Are we? Probably not.
I didn't really compile questions beforehand. I'm sorry. Everyone's just
alright.
asking if we're gonna perform in their city.
No.
Oh,
I mean,
If we have a show there, yes.
we will. I mean, that's
yeah,
the
they
thing.
already-
Like, we just
we
have
said
to.
that.
Okay.
Someone has to be interested, and we have to work out a deal with the
Either-
venue or
we
whatever.
either there's a convention that wants us in an area, or there's a producer who wants to put on a theater show with us.
We love doing live shows. We'd love to do nothing but that if we could, but
we usually can put on our own shows in California, which we do every year, and we want to do more shows in
See.
California because we're able to.
I'm scanning
but,
for questions.
every other state or country, we have to find places to perform at, and we're a theatrical act, so we don't travel as well as a regular band just because of our stage setup. And if you've seen one of our shows, you probably understand why. It's a little more theatrical than other bands.
Yeah.
but we'd love to come to your place and perform for you in your living room.
I mean, yeah. I mean, any amount of money will eventually.
Money does a lot.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
if the money's right.
It's just it's expensive to fly.
Yeah, I
people.
mean, like the UK. We're fortunate enough that the asylums brought us out there. It's
one of the biggest steampunk event
you
over
don't
there.
need an imagination to think about how expensive it is just to fly us out there.
Yeah, I mean, so just if you know how expensive plane tickets are. I mean, it's not like anyone gets a discount. I mean, for flying more like 6 people out, but.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we will be going to Lincoln. If those of you tuning in at midnight or whatever in the UK, what time is it in the UK? It's
Literally every
it's 10
question
p.m.
is
in the
about
UK right
performing
now,
and-
so
But we are coming back. They announced that. I don't
Okay.
know.
I'll
Tickets
ask.
are supposed to go somewhere time in
Okay.
February. I don't know if they ever did.
I think they did, and then they sold out, but they may be releasing them in batches.
Yeah.
We don't really know, but
I think it's similar to last year where they're releasing them slowly, and then
Right.
they're gauging how much they can actually release.
the demand has been astronomical over there. We just simply cannot.
which is
Yeah.
good. I mean, if people want to keep coming to see our show, it means that we can keep coming out. The minute we get spread too thin, then there might be a chance that we won't be able to come out again. So it's nice that we're able to kind of grow with the demand. Because so far, like we've only
Right.
been out there once. If we had like 1 million shows over there, I mean, how many people would show up to the show? Like we'd have more. We need to focus in on one event to make sure that the event sells out their evening rather than us splitting their time between multiple events that we're doing while we're over there. So hopefully you understand. We're real small. We're a real small band.
Is okay. What Harry Potter house are you all in?
Oh, remember we figured this
it's
out one time.
Slim Pickens.
Hufflepuff.
Is what
Slytherin.
was mine?
You're Ravenclaw.
No, but is that the one? Remember I did it twice.
You're also
Yeah,
Hufflepuff,
Yeah,
I
you're
think.
Slytherin.
No, you're Ravenclaw. You got
sorry.
Ravenclaw the
Ravenclaw?
second time
Because the first one I
because we were all like, "You're not a Hufflepuff." Well, yeah, I mean you can be, but I see you more as a Ravenclaw. So
or how
I
about
think-
it's all BS?
Yeah.
So
I think we round out the table though, because I've taken the test like 5 times.
tell
and I
me
get
what a
Gryffindor
Ravenclaw
every
is because I
time.
don't remember.
I don't remember.
I never read
It's
the
the
books.
like, they're like all about intellect and logic and story.
yeah.
I don't know.
And Hufflepuff is all about eating food, right?
Yeah.
Hufflepuff's the Hobbit house.
Isn't Hufflepuff being like derp speak?
That's what it is. Is that are they Team Yellow, Team Instinct on
Team
Pokemon
Yellow.
Go?
I mean, basically Hufflepuff is the Team Yellow.
What is
of
Team
Hogwarts.
Slytherin? I'm like, I'll betray you, or
Nah,
I'm self-serving.
Slytherins are like super ambitious, and that's not always a bad thing.
But they are right. All of them are supervillains.
I mean, I'll take it. Conniving.
And wait, what is Gryffindor? Are they the White Knights?
Gryffindor.
Are they the
no,
social
Gryffindor's
justice
like-
warriors of?
They're the social justice.
No, I would say Gryffindors aren't that like.
No, they're
They
like
don't
loyal and brave and
Yeah, I mean Gryffindors are kind of they're not dumb, but I think they act on like instinct and they're like
Do you
super.
hear that, Harry Potter's kids? Who probably got Gryffindor?
No, I mean,
Do you hear what she's saying? you wanna cast a hex on her.
Yeah, Gryffindor is kind of like. Well, I mean, look at Harry. He
Yeah.
always like acted.
Do you hear that, Harry?
Like I think they act on their emotions. You know, like they're really selfless and loyal, and you know they don't like Slytherins and Ravenclaws might like think things through a little longer than Gryffindors.
Well,
That's kinda
actually, Harry, you suck. So logically, go F yourself. But of course, in America, we have completely different houses, and
Oh my
people
gosh.
don't know anything about
Go
them.
see that movie, or it's not in theaters anymore. But just it's so cool. Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Okay. But aren't the new houses dumb? Is that what people
They
say?
they don't talk about the new houses.
Yeah, who cares, right?
But they have they're like Native American kind of stuff, right?
I can't remember. I know I took the test and was like, I can't remember this.
It's well, from what I've heard, it's obviously written by someone who doesn't know anything about like American history and culture. You know, she's
What
J.K.
the-
Rowling.
Okay.
oh, these houses are based on Native American animals and like I don't know. There's not really a lot of like research that went into it. It feels like as far as
Was
I've
it
heard.
was that stuff just created for Pottermore? Or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not going to be in a book like.
Well, I mean, it kind of was released around the same time that like the new movie started gearing up. So who
They're
knows?
probably
going
gonna
to
tie
in
together.
America. Yeah.
They're
I
planning
would
to make.
like to see like the Hogwarts of America.
They're planning on making the Fantastic Beasts a trilogy at least, and then probably
Against
more.
Oh, they could
all
set it.
odds.
They could set it in the Wild West.
Against all odds, I
Wizards-
liked the movie.
Wild West.
I liked it too. I don't know.
I was expecting to hate it. That's why.
just because there's no kids in it.
And
or-
Camille's
Yeah.
is the biggest
Hey,
cynic ever.
I'm a Gryffindor too, so I wasn't like knocking Gryffindors.
Wait, you're a Gryffindor too? I thought you were a
I'm a
Hufflepuff.
No, I'm a
No,
Gryffindor.
I'm Hufflepuff.
That's
Oh.
why I was saying like I think they have because Harry's a Gryffindor. it's
She
like-
said that Gryffindors were dumb.
no, I said there's
You
like
hear
Play
that?
it back. Play it back.
I
Play it back.
I said that there's like a misconception.
you
that
won't, mate.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop talking.
Wait, what's that saying that people do with it? That's all eights. What is it? Great.
What?
I can't remember. I don't know. There's funny things.
Something about mate.
Fun internet lingo.
Uh,
Play it back. There's no way to play it back. Play it back.
Yeah, you got to see that movie. I mean, wizards in trench coats and fedoras with their wands.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so
But what if
cool.
it was the Wild West
I mean, it's possible. I don't know.
and they were like, wait, hold on. Wait, what's the? And then they were like, Avada Kedavra.
I don't know. It was cool though.
I had to think about a spell, and that's the only one I think remember. Wait, Wingardium Leviosa? Is that
There you
one?
go. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's funny in the Lego Movie? Oh, I don't want to spoil it. Nothing. Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything. I was about to just give away a big spoiler. Anyways, maybe after you've seen it.
Okay,
Talk
more.
about it.
We answered one
man.
question. Great question. Great question we answered. Or no, we answered like two. Right?
this one's just more about like the upcoming shows. How come no photo shoot for VIP tickets anymore? Just because we don't really have photographers that travel with us anymore.
We don't have
Yeah.
photographers.
There's
to
no
travel
like
that.
big reason.
But
It's
we
just-
also made the VIP tickets cheaper.
Yeah,
we took
they're-
out the price of the photo now, so
Right.
it's cheaper.
So you're not losing. You're losing out on the photo opportunity, but also you're not paying for it anymore.
Yeah, we could hire some photographers.
But to be fair, we feel like it's better to get a more rounded out sound check than because
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
It's nice when we have a convention to do it at, but for when it's a 1 day show, it's like we have to set aside time for the photo ops, and we have to kind of like push everyone through, and that's like a set amount of time that it's hard to plan for.
we did the photo ops for a while, and you know it was just kind of internally with Beth and James, our previous photographers. It just wasn't the demand just wasn't there. Like
That's
it's a cool
that's the big
thing, and
thing,
people
yeah.
that do want it, but the amount of energy, the time,
It wasn't worth it for them, unfortunately.
So when we do
and
photo
us.
shoots now, usually it's through the venue, so the quality can vary. But
yeah.
So yeah,
and, we
no,
usually, and most of the time we haven't done a really photo op in a while at conventions, but for VIPs at our
Right.
San Diego shows, now it's the goodie bag with the exclusives in there,
And
and then watching
sound
the sound check, yeah, and it's also cheaper now. So
yeah, but you get some cool stuff in the goodie bag. Like you do get like autographs and all that jazz.
but yeah, it's a little more. I know people like photos. It's tough to work that into a show day.
I mean, if we worked it out, we could do like a selfie thing, which is better than nothing, but
Yeah.
we didn't for this next one.
And yeah, unfortunately, like doing autographs after a show, there's never time to do that. We kind of have to say, sorry, no photos, just because. I mean,
we want everyone to get a chance to meet.
Yeah.
And when we're on theater time and stuff, it's like, if we go over, then that means someone at the end of the lines we're gonna have to cut short.
But if you do want
someone's fumbling with their phone.
If you do want professional photos, talk to the venues, because then they'll come to us and try to work something out.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, it hasn't happened in a while, but at the UK we did. So
they did something, and they worked out a deal with us to kind of make it happen, and that worked out. I'm not sure if we're doing that for the UK. Well, we have no idea, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we don't really have a schedule or anything yet for the UK. People are asking, like, will you be doing tea again?
The only thing we know is that we're going to at least have kind of like a sit-in panel that either a Q&A or where we get to talk about the robot makeup and the band in person. And we're also doing the concert. Everything else is up in the air right now, but we're definitely going to have events. They just haven't solidified them yet.
But they sound cool.
Oh, sorry. I'm just reading questions.
It's all on you, Chelsea.
I know. There's really
act on instinct.
I mean, we've
Like
answered
Gryffindor.
all of this before. There's no news on the upcoming album. Sorry, guys.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
Probably won't be any news for a while.
It'll be out when it's done.
We just released. We had a lot of albums released simultaneously.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We have no plans right now.
We had 3 albums in the last 2 years, so.
you might see a single before you see another album.
I think if we have an album, we might release digitally the audio from the YouTube concert, just for people who want that. But I know that's not really like what people are vying for. They want a new album with new songs.
Right. I mean, we have a new member, so we want to get content for him out. So
Sure.
Yeah.
that'll probably be our priority.
Someone asked who's the nerdiest out of the 4 of us.
I mean,
Probably
I think we all kind of.
We're different.
I mean,
we're different
yeah.
kinds of nerdy.
Yeah, like I
mean,
can
if we
be a
wanna-
nerd about certain subjects,
Right.
but I think I'm not like
You're a
too
Lord.
much of a
I can.
nerd.
Let's see. You're a Lord of the Rings buff. You know a lot about that and the similarity.
You're a
Oh, thank
Trekkie,
you.
right?
Yeah, I would consider myself a Trekkie.
And
I've watched all the
and
shows.
you're not too much of video games, but you have a few games that you're like really into.
I have a handful of games that I love, but I'm not like super gamer or anything.
And Camille's really into. I mean, you're really into Dark Tower, but Camille's really into Final Fantasy, right? Superman.
Yeah, I read Superman.
Camille reads a lot. She's a bookworm.
I keep
Yeah.
up with DC Comics as well as I read a lot of books. I read a lot of fantasy.
So I think we're all nerdy in our own ways.
And I mean, I play games.
I
obviously.
do MMOs,
Yeah.
video games. I guess I watch a lot of movies and TV. I guess probably
Yeah.
more than any of you guys.
Yeah, I don't watch too much TV, and I don't watch too many
So
movies.
I guess
watch
we
a
have
lot
our,
of
we have
t-
our strengths.
I watch a
nerdy.
lot of TV more than movies.
I think I probably read more than everyone here.
I probably read the least out of
I
everyone.
read 4 books last week.
I read.
Oh
I
my
read,
god!
I read a book. I read a book in high school, and one in college. But it was all
you read
for-
the Dark Tower recently?
Yeah, I did. I'm just joking a little bit, but yeah,
Yeah.
to be honest, like literally, that's all.
Wait,
I
did
read.
they ask how geeky we were?
I read
Who's the nerdiest?
Well, it doesn't. No,
I'm
technically,
so
doesn't
sorry.
nerd.
Levels of nerdy.
No, isn't nerdy more
Nerd
like
is
about
different than geek.
smarts?
Science.
So what about
Yeah,
smarts?
That's
Like,
so
okay.
we were talking about geeks,
Yeah.
geekiness, but
Geekiness.
nerdiness. I would say
is your
David is the
smarts.
nerdy.
Smarts,
Like-
maybe with computers. So
Yeah.
Nerd.
And I do know a lot of the audio stuff and technology, so I have that.
So you're
technology
probably the
stuff going on.
nerdiest.
If you're talking about
if we're
that.
talking about the technical
That's not really smarts though,
term.
because
Yeah, it is.
it's more like you're learning a trade. You know what I mean?
But
That's
like
not.
I couldn't do it.
It's not book smarts. You know, it's more like it's that technology makes sense to me. And to be fair, I did know that the video was going to be out of sync just from someone saying, "Oh, is it out of sync?" Of course it is. But then of course fixing it is.
David's a
little harder.
freaking
So
nerd.
David.
But
The answer is David.
but we're all geeks. Everyone's a geek.
Everyone's a geek, but
Yeah.
it doesn't mean you're smart.
Yeah. But also my nerdiness goes into my geekiness because I'm all about getting my computer to be as fast as it can be for playing video games 6 frames a second. And when there's an issue, which I have problems all the time when I stream and stuff because I don't know. That's because I have the dual card setup and stuff messes up.
I would
all the
say
time.
I'm like a couple tiers below David in the technology thing. Like I kind of get it. It's all work and stuff. And I don't know. I mean, I watch a lot of documentaries and science shows like Nova and stuff, but
Well,
it
you
doesn't
Star
mean I'm
Talk,
smart. It just means I have like nerdy interests.
Yeah, I
Sure.
feel the same way about
Digesting stuff.
like space and I love like shows about quantum physics.
Yeah.
I don't pretend to understand all of it, but I just eat that stuff.
What's
up.
your guys' favorite scientific theory?
Oh,
String theory. String
yeah,
theory.
string theory.
I love string theory.
Okay, here's one. This is about an old music video. I don't know which one they're talking about, but they said it's not on YouTube, and they said you guys were eating electricity and stuff.
Oh yeah. So
Oh,
the first,
yeah.
And
the first
wondering why it's not up anymore.
Electricity is in my soul.
Oh.
We had a music. It was one of our early music videos, and I wouldn't even call it a music video. I mean,
Um.
it was a music video, but it was literally kind of how we looked. It was when John and Aaron were still in the band, which are two
Yeah.
past members, and we looked like we do on some of the older videos in Balboa Park.
It would. We made the decision to put it away because back before we had the amount of content we do right now, some great music videos, we didn't have much, and I think someone actually came to us and said like, you should really take down these other, because they're not representative of what you have right now, and we don't want to do that now. Like when people do get confused when they see like all the past members now. You probably saw Honeybee
Yeah.
or Diamonds first, and like
Yeah.
there's been some changes and such, so. We don't want to take down those videos. Like they're great, but had we left electricity, maybe it would still be up. But
I mean, it still exists. I
Yeah.
want to say that Engineer-eteers can totally go watch those old music videos.
exactly, I think they're all up there.
Yeah, but I feel like, I mean, you can the Balboa Park stuff that that's because people filmed us with cell phones. It's not like we're gonna go and take down that kind of stuff because
Right.
it's all like acoustic and it sounds garbage and sent from garbage cell phone quality. But for those music videos, it made sense when we were doing the zoo and stuff and putting them back up on YouTube. It would be
It'd be weird. People wouldn't understand what they'd be confused. They're like, what happened to the quality?
So for diehard Steam Powered Draft fans, we do have those old
Right.
videos. Like we have the first Steam Powered Draft music video, which isn't even about robots. You can go watch that on Engineer-eteers site.
Do we have the Clockwork Vaudeville remix video up on
I
Engineer-eteers?
want to say it is.
I think I've
because
seen
that's
that.
amazingly terrible.
Yeah, no, it's all terrible. Like
And
I mean, there's
I
some.
was like,
It's
wow.
really pretty funny, and it's also pretty
funny
cringy.
because it's cringy. Yeah.
But there's some really
But
funny
no,
parts
yeah.
in it.
But it's probably in the depths of the Engineer-eteer program. It's not like you have to like search through the video blogs to find that stuff.
you just type it in on the.
Clockwork Vaudeville remix, Electricity is My Soul music video. There's another one,
Scary World,
Scary World music video.
which that's before we became robots, which a lot of you probably don't know that.
The other one would be Love World of Love music video.
Yeah, we didn't start this band as robots.
But I mean, when we did, we knew, we had to kind of market ourselves.
Right.
And now now we're kind of okay with like showing the old stuff, obviously. But we did take album 1 and, before we actually like had stuff, we were like, well, if we're going to go play at the zoo, we have to have an album that it shows what we are. We can't just have an album that has 4 people. Now we have 3. Like, so we redid album 1. Well, I didn't redo it, but we took off the one song with the other member, and then we took out some of her harmonies, which
Yeah, the 1.5 edition, which is infamous. Now the 1.0 edition is like coveted. If you
But
can
everyone
find it.
everyone wants to hear it, and I mean it exists on torrent sites. But the reason why we can't show it to people is because we made a deal with the performer, and
Yeah, and honestly,
and I'm sure she wouldn't care. But I mean, it's
if-
that we're upholding what
Right.
we said we would.
I think these days we would have done something differently. But when you're starting out with just your friends, we had to do something in writing, so that's what we did.
Well, it's just one of those things. Like we couldn't go and play those songs. I mean, it's just because we all.
I mean, I don't know. It's probably not the place to talk about it, but I wouldn't be opposed to like if we tried to revisit those contracts and tried to re-release the original thing. But I don't know.
There's no way we could get it to sync up with all the digital distribution stuff. And plus, we're never gonna do that.
It's complicated, but
Just know if you really want to find it, it's
out there. People
it's
have
not
it.
it's not different than album 1 you're hearing now. Just imagine that the melody it has another octave on top of it.
Right.
And then Aaron sung for like very few parts. Like when we redid album 1, like I have to let you all know that it's very small parts like here and there.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's not like she had a big like a separate harmony. Like all of her harmonies were the melody. So
There was a song that was taken out completely, which was "I'm Not Alone."
and
You
I'm
can hear that on the Engineer-eteers site.
no.
Doesn't
I don't think so.
you can hear an iteration of it. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm pretty sure no, because that's what the idea is, that we can't make money off of that song.
you're-
So
yeah,
we can't
I,
show
you
it.
know, I see some.
But
comments
I sneakily released a track of it that was just the original track because Erin sung on top of me, and then we cut out my voice, and that's how we got her lead vocals.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't really singing, but and I kind of just threw that out in the Tumblr back in the day.
I see. Okay.
Kinda
That's
like,
right. Okay.
Kind of like well, I can't do anything with this, but if you guys go in and want it, but so that's the thing is like it's just one of those.
Wait, is that the version with like you and?
It
Michael
sounds like I'm
Reed
singing to Michael Reed.
singing
It's
to
just
each other? 'Cause
hilarious.
I remember
Yeah.
you always told me like that's the like
well, I'm
super
singing to
gay
myself.
version.
Did I say gay version?
It
I don't know if I
is.
said
It
that.
is.
I'm
It's
just
you in a
saying
boat.
it
It's you two in a
is-
boat singing to each other.
Yeah,
Well,
like, that's
professing
what-
your love.
There's also
Yeah,
I'm also
it's
singing
really-
harmonies with myself too,
it's really
and
funny.
he's the higher harmonies. So yeah,
It's. I mean, if
No,
you
I
if
doubt- I
you
don't
if you
think he
ship
said that.
Michael
I-
Reed in the spine, it's the song for you.
but that's what makes it great. I remember you were like, oh, you have to.
we
hear
laugh
this.
about that, but I'm sure there's a fan fiction about that.
Oh, I know there's fanfic out there.
The only one, I mean, I sent
You
that.
probably don't want to see it.
I sent that
though.
one about with Steve and Mike to Mike and Steve, make sure they were
Oh
aware
my
of it.
God.
Like, hey guys, just wanted to forward you this erotic novel
Oh,
about you guys,
Oh,
which you're not
no.
characters, so it's a little different than the robots, but
Yeah.
but here you
It's
are.
awesome.
No, it isn't.
No, I think that's
They're real people.
Sure, but what's
Yeah.
worse is a fan fiction of you and me.
Yeah, that's worse.
So at
Well,
least they're
characters,
two
characters.
non-related
it's
people.
uncomfortable, and I don't like seeing stuff that is about like me.
Well,
and
sure.
Camille,
I
because
don't-
we're not characters. It's awkward.
yourself,
It's
yeah.
really awkward.
I've had fan fiction written about ex-girlfriends that weren't even.
Part of Steam Powered
Yeah.
Drive, yeah.
That's
It's
so
like-
weird.
Well, when
Yeah.
you have a band like this, your whole life is on display. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
I find it amusing, but yes, I am pretty grossed out about
no,
the fan fiction involving
we
me
laugh
and,
about it because we
and my
we discussed
brother.
about it. But
I don't-
but
yeah.
also even with the characters, it's like but we've never even it's like Woody and Buzz from Toy Story. There was no sexual tension there. But you go on DeviantArt, you'll find all that.
I mean, I think people should be able to do what they want.
No,
I
they
don't-
can, yeah, sure, but we don't want to see it. That's all. We're
Okay,
saying.
like like I think there's a difference. If Hatchworth and Spine,
no, there's no difference.
okay, there really isn't.
Yeah.
In the lore, they're all siblings, kind of.
I
Like
mean,
they're kind of like
robots. Yeah.
Well-
we sometimes call each other like brother and sister, but most of the time it's like really good friends, like an adopted family.
Yeah, because
we're
kinda
just
built out of pieces.
Yeah,
and
but we're-
parts.
Yeah.
I mean, Upgrade kind of had a crush on the Spine. That was like an ongoing bit.
But that
in the
was
early
that
days.
was like Balboa Park thing, and she was just playing a very
we hadn't.
stereotypical female.
Yeah, we hadn't really established like. Well, actually, we did. So
I mean,
it was
if you're a mega Steam Powered Giraffe fan, you can go and look at those Balboa Park. There's like always the bit where Upgrade would like get closer to the Spine, and then the Spine as playing the guitar would take his.
It was
foot.
hilarious, but it was also
You're
creepy.
away.
Maybe it's possible that Upgrade was actually
You have feet too.
that Upgrade might have
Wearing
been
really cute socks.
created by someone else
Uh.
and was upkept by was adopted into the the Walter family. Yeah, I don't know.
I
Yeah,
think the
but-
stream died.
Did it?
There's a few comments about it,
Ours did.
I'll
and
go
I
look.
just got a text about it too.
Oh.
Let's see. An error occurred.
Oh no.
How long ago was that?
Just now.
Just now.
It says it's good, so I don't.
Hmm.
YouTube,
Must not be on our end.
Okay. For some people, it's fine. Try refreshing it if you're having problems, everyone. Because it's not loading for me either. But some people are saying it's fine.
Yes, it's not loading for me, and I'm just connecting through not through David's Wi-Fi.
A lot of people say it's fine, but
Some people
for
say
us, it's
okay.
not.
We're still recording.
Yeah, hey guys, if you can't wait,
They're not here.
I'm gonna type it.
Stream is fine. Yeah.
If anyone can't hear my voice right now, don't worry. We're gonna say, there's no point. I'm gonna type it to them.
Error occurred. I can't get it to load either.
I can't get it over here, but
Yeah.
it says it's going fine. So.
Seems like half and half.
It's half and half.
Well, it's not on our end. It's on YouTube. So.
Well,
Okay.
We've been going for like 2 hours.
I'm sure that if you're watching this after the fact on the archived thing, it should be fine. If not, I did save the video, so I'll be able to.
Right. Yeah.
One way or another, you'll see.
Is there like a final question we can ask, or we should just wrap it up with everyone can send in their Hatchworth and Spine fan fiction?
Please no. Why? No.
Don't do that.
I mean, I'm still emotionally scarred by some stuff I happened upon. So
I mean,
I would love to be one of those people who's like, oh yeah, it's funny. Like as long as it's not hurting anyone, do your thing. But like I'm so like, don't do it. Don't write about.
No, I remember.
No, I mean it is.
It.
I think it's a little. I mean, I guess it's. If it's about you guys, like
well,
that's kind of because you are basically yourselves on stage.
I don't want to like talk about it, but like. I've seen stuff that I don't ever am okay with.
Sure.
No, I get it.
It's
like and like as someone who is related to other people in the band, I am outraged and like I'm like don't ever do that or
this is what One Direction felt like.
Yeah.
I just kind of see it as something you can't control. There's always going to be like the extreme creepy stuff. But then there's some of the amusing ones that are.
I think it's really yeah.
But of course, still, it's kind of creepy Hatchworth and Spine because
have you
related.
guys ever been recognized out of makeup? And what was the reaction?
Once or twice.
No, I mean,
like
in San
outside
Diego,
of a convention.
In San Diego, sure. I don't go outside too many times, but there's been a few times that I'm like seeing a movie and someone will be like, "Oh my God, see my Giraffe." But yeah, I mean, outside of when we're at a convention, yeah, I mean, most people know who we are. Like, but it's not like we're like have paparazzis outside our door or something.
Nah.
In San Diego, every once in a while.
In fact, I think the makeup kind of. A lot of people don't know what we look like without makeup unless they delve into our personal social streams.
So most people.
It doesn't really happen.
No, I mean it's happened like a handful of times over the years.
For you guys.
Yeah, but I don't go outside too much, so.
One of me and Camille's friends got approached here in San Diego and like got tapped on the shoulder and she like turned around and they were like, "Are you Chelsea and Camille's friend?" And she was like, "Yeah."
But I've never
and
had
they
it
were
happen.
like, "Cool." We've never been approached, but it actually happened to a friend of ours who obviously like through Instagram or something. We were like, "Wow."
That's cool.
I mean, there's also some terrible stuff of people who worked for us who've gotten stocky people.
Oh,
which is
yeah.
pretty. So please don't do that either.
Yeah.
No one who signs up to work for Steam Powered Giraffe wants that to happen to them, and it just makes. What can we do? What can we do other than yell at you and be like, stop harassing the people who work for us?
Yeah.
Well, once again, that's like few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Should we just end?
I mean, this has been a really full episode.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys. Hopefully, well, I don't know when our next one is.
Oh, we can just put it down here.
It'll probably be after the show, so we'll do a wrap up sometime next week.
Yeah, probably because we'll be going to Seattle right after, or Everett, I guess. But
I got it.
and then we'll do the. It's a podcast from Steam Powered Giraffe. He was the Bennettarium. Oh, lots of adventures in space. Oh boy, kitty little adventures on the Bennettarium. Oh yeah, Bennettarium. And we'll see you next week if you're an Engineer-eteer. And if not, we'll see you on the free audio podcast.
See ya.
I couldn't hear myself sing. Hopefully,
remember
it wasn't
all these
awful.
all the audio versions of these podcasts are free, so you can always tune in. No money, but if you want to see the video versions,
this was a good one. I was super caffeinated and
Yeah,
we
were.
talked about a lot of stuff.
it was fun. I like this one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Look at Camille's awesome shark shirt.
We didn't get to talk about that, but we'll talk about it next time.
It's so cute. It's so cute.